jobs. Went on Joe Rogan's podcast. It's had millions of views already, and it was a pretty good episode of the show. I enjoyed it. I watched it, obviously. I enjoyed it. I thought he made a bunch of really strong points, no particular boomerisms, so the online rights doesn't have too much to worry about. And he said this about Sharia courts operating in Britain.
And once we've done that, we'll then turn our attention to people who are living in Britain, to your point, who are on welfare, who are going to cost the taxpayer a fortune for the rest of their lives probably, who aren't working, who are culturally different to us, who have a different view of their religion to the Christian religion, and are increasingly living in small groups of people who haven't integrated, who are living under Sharia law and who have their own courts. And who
they have their own court.
They have their own courts, Sharia courts, yes. A parallel legal system.
Okay, so it's an unrecognized by the British government parallel legal system that exists inside of England.
It's tolerated.
Tolerated.
It's tolerated.
So they're aware of it.
Yes.
And they're aware of the punishments that this court dishes out?
It's rather like they're policing their own people under their own laws.
And they're just allowing that?
They're allowing that, yeah.
Okay. That's not controversial at all, unless you're Mehdi Hassan and you're...
Yeah, I've seen the Obsession trailer. It doesn't look particularly interesting.
Job is to be a professional propagandist and liar in order to advance the Islamic cause across the world, which of course is what Mehdi Hassan does. Now, his family was from Hyderabad, but he was born and raised in Swindon. I don't know if he was raised there, actually. I think partially he was raised there, but he was born in Swindon, so he's Swindon's second most famous son. And that's not true.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. A lot of the second-generation immigrants tend to be more radical than their parents. I don't know why. I guess it's just they're fucking retarded or something. Yeah, it's kind of nice seeing the cultural shift where everybody's like, yeah, this was a bad idea. Just kick him out. Don't let any more in. Just wrangle the tards that are already here.
I'm actually below Mehdi Hassan in that regard. But he is one of the Islamo-leftist types. And he says, none of what Lowe says here is true, but Rogan's paid millions by Spotify and listened to by millions just says whoa and offers no rebuttal or even a basic fact check. Talk about inciting Islamophobia and bigotry. Well, I'm happy to give it a basic fact check, if you like, Mehdi. Because, I mean, you know, you've been saying this plenty of times. This is from 2018. A third of the British people wrongly believe there are Muslim no-go areas in the UK governed by Sharia law. Well, I mean, it's just weird that, like, if you ask, like, full fact. Now, these guys are hardly some sort of right-wing reactionary outfit. And Nigel Farage had said this in 2015 because it's been well known for a long time. And they say, well, there are undoubtedly lots of different councils and tribunals dealing with Sharia principles. They're not courts of law, as in, yeah, okay, it's not the law of the land. We accept, everyone knows that obviously the British government and the legal system does not employ Sharia as its ruling principle. But if these communities choose to have Sharia courts or councils or whatever you want to call them that adjudicate their community and the people in the community feel morally bound by them because they have a clannish social structure and this can be enforced even if it's without using the external laws of the country, then that's an issue. We do not want this in our country. An estimate of at least 85 of them was given in the 2009 report, and that back in 2009. Imagine how many there are operating now. I mean, obviously, they don't look, they don't check, they don't try to find out, because it would probably be in the hundreds at this point. And this is by think tanks.
What's hilarious is the UK also opted not to ban like cousin marriages and like cousin interbreeding and shit. Literally incest, because it would be culturally insensitive to Muslims. How the fuck do you get a country like this? It's just fucking insane. People are so fucking stupid.
Civitas, again, not exactly a right-wing think tank. And Baroness Fox apparently said the same figure. Sorry, Baroness Cox. Apologies. But they're like, well, as far as we are aware, there are no definitive studies. So, right, okay. So if we roughly estimate about 80 of them, like Rupert Lowe is estimating, but to actually keep his position. But this is not new. We have been the Western capital for Sharia courts for a long time. They have operated in Britain, the Times tells us, since 1982. And the primary complaint about this from the mainstream in Britain is that they're not really fair to women. Now, that's not a terrible surprise that they wouldn't be fair to women, because, of course, in Islam, the legal weight put on a woman's testimony than a man, compared to a man, is half. Women, they can't directly initiate divorces themselves. There is a process for them to begin initiating divorces, but essentially it requires an imam or something to sign off on it. But the man, of course, can divorce by just saying, I divorced 3 times. And when it comes to whether a woman claims she was raped, a man has to...
Reviews for Evil Dead Burner In, they say it's mediocre at best.
When are people going to realize culture is not an excuse?
I don't know, man. Maybe when women stop being allowed to have opinions. Thanks for that donation, Dodo. Yeah, I saw some of the trailers for Evil Dead Burn. It didn't look as good as the like Evil Dead Rise and shit. So, yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. Probably go see it anyway.
Have witnessed the rape, or it's 2 women for every man's testimony and things like this. So there's an inherent inequality built into the legal system of Islam. And so having that ruling over any portion of Britain, even if it seems voluntary, and again, the extent of how voluntary it is, flies in the face of British law, which we, archaically, like the absolute throwback barbarians that we are, want one rule for everyone. I know, crazy. Totally unjust. How could everyone live by the same rule?
Yes, I know, Clav is in Israel. Who the fuck cares?
But the point is, these are definitely happening. And everyone knows they're definitely happening. This was a complaint that the BBC made back in 2013. Are Sharia councils failing vulnerable women? Well, I mean, doubtless.
All right, Alex Jones versus Sneako. This is going to be pretty retarded.
Alex Jones, it's good to finally meet you. I've been watching your work for, it's been like a couple decades. Well, yeah, since I was a kid, I've known about you. Been watching your podcast appearances on Joe Rogan. And now you want me deported from my country. So let's start with that. You challenged me to a debate. I think it's important to start with some of the claims you made. Is the audio okay in here, guys? Can you guys hear?
I hear you loud and clear, Sneako.
There's no echo. Okay, so you want me deported from America for exercising my First Amendment rights. You're making the face, a shock face. This is what you said. You said deport now, and then Elon Musk, the trillionaire African migrant into America who's bringing in tons of H-1B visas. He said, yes, he wants me deported as well.
Well, to be clear, I wasn't making a shock face. I was enjoying my iced tea right here in Texas. So I was gulping it down. No, I did say that, and you know, Elon agreed with me on that viral post of your viral post. And you know, here's where I stand on that. Obviously, I was saying that more rhetorically because we have separation of church and state in the United States. I've read the Quran twice. It is a battle manual about to take over the world.
So you don't actually want me deported from America? Or
well, hold on. Can I listen? You want to do 3 minutes and I'll do 3 minutes because we're debating.
No, sure. I want to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I mean, here's the deal.
At Grey Knight 360, in all seriousness, who believes reviews anyway? Reviews mean nothing these days. Hell, I saw some online critics say Evil Dead Rise sucked.
Yeah, it's true. I definitely don't trust critic reviews at all. They're completely and utterly useless. It's gotten to a point now that, like, most people are so retarded you can't even trust, user reviews anymore, like, at all. So, yeah. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
Orthodox Islam is expansionist. Orthodox Islam in the Quran promises to take over the world, and we have separation of church and state in this country, and we have people saying every household will be under this. That's not the same as the New Testament saying every knee will bow to God when they finally see God. Okay, so my issue is you're jumping around all crazed doing throat slitting motions, saying F you, basically, I take it as America, and saying you will go under this. We're going to take your cities. We're going to dominate you. And I've seen thousands of imams, say all this. And if you don't convert, we're allowed to take your women and use them as slaves and, all the rest of it. It pisses me off when somebody says, I'm going to plant my flag up your ass and we're going to dominate you. And then there you are, an American with an American accent saying that. It's even more horrifying to people. And it basically starts a war. So I'd love to see a reformation in Islam like we had in Christianity back when some of the Catholics were trying to force people, to follow what they said, or they would burn them at the stake. Okay, so Islam needs a reformation. I don't want to be at war with Islam, but there are 50 plus Islamic countries. Most of them are 99% Muslim. There's only a few Muslim countries where Christians can live in peace. Islam is expansionist. That's why I'm against Israel. It's expansionist. It is elitist. It says greater Israel. It sees everybody else as subhuman, at least Ben Gvir in the leadership of Israel. And so I'm opposed to Israel and its expansionist supremacist activities. I'm against Islam's expansionist supremacist activities. And I'm against the Chi-Com expansionist activities. I'm against the left's pedophilic Hollywood expansionist dominance, imperial operations. I don't want America to be imperial. I've been against all these expansionist wars. I didn't like Maduro. I said, I think we'll probably just put communists back in. Now they want to overthrow Cuba and put the communists back in. So I'm against all of that. I'm against imperialism, not from some leftist angle, but from George Washington's angle of not being involved in foreign entanglements. So that's where I stand on all this. And when somebody declares we're coming for you and we're going to dominate you, I said deport Piers Morgan back in 2013. It became a national story whenever he said we're going to take your guns. And I said, if you do, 1776 will commence again. So anybody trying to take my guns, anybody saying I'm going to convert to Islam in all your homes, anybody telling me that they're going to stick their flag up my ass, I'm going to tell them, if you want to fight, you better believe you got one. Go ahead.
All right, you said a lot. I mean, what flag? The difference between Israel as an expansionist state is that that's a actual country. I have allegiance to America. This is my country. Said many things, and let's stick to this original claim. You said deport now. Where am I going to go if I'd be deported?
Well, I mean, there's 50 plus Muslim countries. You could go to Iran, you go to Sudan, you could go to Egypt, you go to Afghanistan, you go to any of those shitholes. You could go to Pakistan, they're marrying 9-year-olds. You could
child marriage here in America, but how would I be deported to a country that
you could go to Medina? You go to Medina and 30 black men.
Right, but that's not deportation. That's immigration, like Elon Musk coming over here. How would I be deported to a country?
Also, Sharia is right for the East, and West democracy can go to hell. How can any of these progressives look at that sign, not see these people for who they are?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
Country that I'm not from. I was born here in New York City.
Yeah, I mean, Sneako, my point was rhetorical, saying that we need to deport that ideology and we need to not submit
don't deport me. You want to deport Islam.
What I'm saying is that jihad and dominance of our culture needs to be opposed at every level. I obviously didn't mean literally put you in a cannon like a clown and shoot you, over to a Muslim country. And I said I meant it as an allegory. You also said that I was trying to get vigilantes to kill you. I said my snake or black widow analogy was not talking about violence, but why I have a phobia of pouring gasoline on myself and lighting myself on fire, or jumping off a 5,000-foot cliff, or playing with black widows in my hand, or playing with rattlesnakes. You have those phobias because it's a natural thing to something your brain recognizes as dangerous.
You're scared of me?
I am absolutely scared of giant hordes of third world populations that keep women as slaves and
you said
9-year-olds.
You said you want to deport him now. You're scared of me individually?
I am scared of being a cuck and laying down to people that declare their superiority and their supremacy over me, and you are following Orthodox Islam and are openly announcing we will dominate you, we will control you. So you follow the Quran? You believe?
Well, let's talk about the clip I said.
Let's be
specific about what I said.
Chopped off. Which way is it? Is it in the Quran? I pay the tax, I convert to Islam, or my head's chopped off. Which one is it?
It doesn't say that. It doesn't say. You said you read the Quran twice. It doesn't say that.
I can show you 1,000 imams reading the hadiths of the Quran. No, there's 3 things.
Hadiths are not in the Quran. You clearly haven't read it if you think hadiths are in the Quran. So because you don't know about Islam, let's talk about
Muslim scholars. You're saying Islam doesn't say you convert or you pay the tax or your head gets cut off?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So let's talk about what I said, because you don't know about Islam.
Hey, everybody, take clips of this and then show 50 imams saying it, and then show the hadiths and then show the Quran.
Alex, maybe you've seen a lot of Facebook posts and it seems like you're getting a lot of boomer propaganda. Let's be specific about what did I say, because you just made up a bunch of things.
There's literally no point in debating Muslims over this because they just lie constantly. There's ideas in the Quran like jihad, where it's like, if you, especially when you read the full context of how it's brought up, it literally means to commit warfare against non-Muslims. Like, that's what it means. Commit warfare, dominate the culture, take their money, their wealth, women, all that shit. That's what it means. And then when you debate Muslims on jihad, they'll just flat out lie and say, oh, that's not what jihad means. It just means following like a spiritual path and like bettering yourself or something. Like that they just do that constantly with fucking everything. And if they're just going to lie like that, don't even bother fucking talking to them. Just fucking deport them. and don't let them fucking come here.
Things I didn't say. You said I'm coming to stick a flag up your butt. I'm here to dominate. I didn't say any of that. What did I say? Like
you said we're going to take over.
He was literally like screaming in like I think it was like New York, saying we're gonna dominate. Islam's taking over or something.
Besides, the critics most likely hated Evil Dead Rise just because it was dark and gory. Nothing more.
Yeah, in all likelihood. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Over every house.
I didn't say that.
Take
That's
over the
not true.
cities.
I said, in Christian language, something similar. I don't know what type of Christianity you are. Every knee will bow, every tongue confess. I said, inshallah, the whole world becomes Muslim. I believe I have the truth. I want goodness for the world. I want you to have the truth. Christians want other people to become Christian too. Why should I hide? Why should I act like I don't want goodness for other people? Of course, inshallah, do you know what this means? If you know, you read the Quran. What is inshallah? God willing. So it's not up to me. It's not up to any force. It's not up to anybody forcing you and converting you with a sword and threatening.
Oh, yeah, Islam never does that. Hey, Muslims always bitch about the Crusades. Were the Crusades a response to 700 years of Muslim invasion? Did the Muslims take Spain and put over 2 million women into slavery?
Well, if you want to talk about Christian expansion, we can too. But in the Quran, it says that you don't force anybody to convert. People willingly accept Islam. Nobody is trying to spread it by the sword. I want people to hear the truth.
That's literally how it was spread. Like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Accept it. That's why I say, inshallah.
Convert, pay the tax, or have your head cut off. Convert, pay the tax, or have your head cut off.
You don't know about Islam, so you might just, you should avoid this stuff and let's talk about what I said.
People...
Like, again, what would be his explanation for jizya? Like, it's so retarded.
People don't know. I do know. You didn't think I knew what inshallah meant. I know what all that means.
Yeah, but you said that I'm here trying to force it and stick a flag up your butt. I didn't say any of this stuff.
Dude, you were going, fuck you to the camera. You were sitting there.
You want to know why I said this?
Whose throat you going to slit? You're like, fuck you, we're taking over.
I didn't say that.
Yeah,
I didn't say that.
Like with the Muslim invaders
we're taking over
on their Zodiac boats with Soros.
What's the Muslim population in America?
And then you got the 200 to 1 Muslims rape.
Oh, here we go. I love this horse shit. The Muslim population is only like 3%. Like, yeah, right now.
And stabbing and murdering people all over Europe and running over people.
200 to 1. Even according to Tommy Robinson on the Epstein list, the majority of pedophiles in the UK are white Christians. It's not even the Pakistanis.
There are no doubt there are a bunch of pedophiles in the UK.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt.
Muslims deny what the Quran says the same way Christians deny that the Bible promotes slavery and polygamy.
No, Christians deny that because they literally haven't read the Bible. Muslims deny what the Quran says because they're literally lying to you and trying to trick you. Thanks for the donation there, Dodo.
Out that
according to Tommy Robinson, it's predominantly white people.
And pick the little girls up and put them in dog cages.
Okay, before we get all heated, let's talk about what I said. Okay, there's a lot of things, and you're spreading a lot of. It seems like you don't really know about Islam. What I said was God.
Okay, see that's a throwaway line. That's just saying, oh, looks like you don't know. You're like, what does inshallah mean? You sit there, and what we're going to do with this is, Sneako, is we're going to take what you said, we're going to show the Quran, we're going to show the Hadiths, we're going to show the Imams,
absolutely,
top one
show the Quran
on International Islamic TV,
read the Quran.
saying
read the Quran.
You convert, you pay the tax, or we cut your head off.
Okay, sure. There's two things here. So you're afraid of an Islamic takeover of America, right? And you're saying the thing I said, F you. Do you know that I was banned from Australia? The game that I was at, you said this was an Allahu Akbar rally. This was a World Cup game. Egypt was playing Australia. Egypt beat Australia. I'm happy. Australia banned me. Do you want to know why, Alex? Similar things that happened to you. Attacks. Australia banned me. They said I was too anti-Semitic and I was too critical of Israel. They listed a bunch of reasons.
Like, the guy literally called for the death and destruction of Israel. So, yeah.
In an email saying that I criticize and that I'm anti-Semitic and they revoked my visa. So when Egypt...
He's like, again, this guy's a Holocaust denier. He flat out he believes in that stupid conspiracy that no more than like 300,000 Jews could have died in the Holocaust. That's his position. So he's like, they're claiming I'm anti-Semitic and they banned me. It's like, yeah, because you're a fucking like literal Nazi.
Egypt beat Australia. I'm like, oh no. It's too bad because the government applied pressure. The news was all upset. And I have a personal vendetta with that. That's what that...
Lol, the only Islamic thing that Sneako is doing correctly is lying. But then again, he's also a terrible liar.
Yeah, but are any Muslims good liars? Thanks for the donation, Will Mage.
I wasn't here trying to threaten you. If you were scared, that wasn't my intention. I wasn't trying to scare you. Second, if you think there's an Islamic takeover of America, what is the majority of the immigration coming in? Because you spent your career talking about globalism. What's the percentage?
Yeah, it's funny how Sneako like mentions free speech, but then he supports Islam that has none of those values. It's completely anti-free speech. Again, the punishment for apostasy is death. So, yeah. And I mean, you can look at the Prophet Muhammad. He just killed anybody he didn't like or criticized him. Look at any of these Islamic countries. None of them have free speech. So, like, these people don't have any free speech values. They just, they just bring up free speech convenient when it's convenient for them, when they're getting criticized and they feel like they're at threat of getting like deplatformed or something.
To be fair, there are Christians who deny the Holocaust as well. Some of them even say the Jews made it up.
Yes, I know that. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Where is the majority of the immigration in America coming from? Do you know, Alex?
Coming from, let me tell you, it's coming from Latin America, and then it is coming from Asia. It's coming from Africa. It's coming from the Middle East. It's coming from India.
The majority is coming from India, from China, and from the southern Mexican border. India is predominantly Hindu, China is predominantly atheist, and Mexico predominantly Catholic. So if you're afraid of immigration and you want to protect your demographic,
I have come across many Chinese immigrants. They pretty much all become Christian when they come here. I don't know exactly why, but I think some of it has to do with religion being banned in their country, and then they end up making like nice communities with people when they move here. But yeah, tons and tons and tons of Chinese people, once they immigrate either to the US or Canada, they become Christian. So, I don't know what this has to do with anything. Like, Muslim immigration is a small percentage of total immigration. Yeah, let's bring in a bunch of violent, crazy, regressive whack jobs that want to destroy the country because there's not that many of them. Fucking retarded.
then the Catholic invasion coming in from Mexico, that should be your concern. Muslims make up 1.3% of the American population. There's no takeover. Nobody's here trying to usher in Sharia law.
Right, even though you've literally stated publicly that Islam is trying to take over. Right, okay.
Catholicism. You know, India was 3 times the size it is 1,000 years ago, and it was Buddhist and Hindu. Now the biggest subgroup is, and you've got Kashmir and all those areas. And Pakistan used to be India. The Muslims take over everywhere they end up. The Quran is a battle manual how to take over towns, get violent, run everybody out, take over the next town. You deny that.
You're avoiding the real question. Is there a real threat?
Like this is an open secret. The Muslim Brotherhood is trying to infiltrate every country they can, including the United States. They're trying to get more Muslims to become politicians and shit so that they can infiltrate these countries and just conquer them from within, exploiting their own like constitution, legal system, all that.
So I'm going to ask you again. You didn't answer my question. I answered yours. Were the Crusades a response to 700 years of Muslim invasions of Europe?
It was conquest back and forth between different empires.
No, they were defensive wars.
It wasn't conquest back and forth. The Eastern Empire of Rome, Constantinople, fell, 600 years ago or whatever. That was Muslims with giant cannons that they bought from Eastern Europe.
This is a false equivalency. There's no caliphate right now. There's no Muslim. What Muslim empire is going to take over America? Where's the caliphate today? Where's the Ottomans? It doesn't exist.
Right, that's why there's the Muslim Brotherhood, right, who's getting funded by Qatar.
You're saying they're going to stick, what flag are they going to stick up your butt?
My family background is Protestants, okay?
Okay.
So on my mom's side of the family, the Greshams, who went back to England and then mentioned the stock exchange, a bunch of other stuff, but they were Christians that came over here and they owned a bunch of stuff and were rich in New York. And they met with Andrew Jackson when he was president down at the Hermitage in Tennessee.
All right.
And he said, I want Western expansion, be after I'm out of office. And he said, I want you to, because you're volunteering, I want the Gresham family to sell your holdings, bring in, they accepted the plan that they came up with. My ancestors engineered the Texas Revolution. Took them 10 years. They came in with 2 ships at Galveston, had shootouts with the Jesuit priests, a bunch of people got killed. One of the ships got taken, the other ship got in. They went up the river to Washington on the Brazos, started bringing in Protestants out of Tennessee, Alabama, and Virginia. Took them 10 years to set up the operations, and then we basically started a fight with their dictator Santa Anna a decade later and launched the war. So that's what these Islamists are too, is they're coming in as the foot soldiers to prepare the way for the takeover, and the government of Islam is Sharia law.
The government
and they're pushing their Sharia law.
Which government?
That is the governing system with the Shiites and particularly the Wahhabis that is 80% of
Those
Islam.
are completely different. Wahhabis and Shias have nothing
That's
in
what I
common.
just said. The
Shiites are 19%. So you think Iran?
The Shiites are 19%.
You think Iran is trying to take over America?
The Wahhabist Sunnis are 79%, and then the rest 2% is Alawites and a few other groups. I know all that.
Okay, where is that happening? Where is that spreading in America?
Other groups of Islam. What I'm saying is, in both major branches of Islam, but particularly in Wahhabist, it is the Sharia law down to the local imam that is the governing system of Islam. So is Iran. It is the Islamic Republic. rulership is through Sharia.
What is Sharia law? What is Sharia? What does that
Sharia
mean?
law is the governing system of Islamic control
what does Sharia
and the
mean?
three forms of jihad.
What does Sharia mean?
Sharia is the Islamic law.
It means law. Sharia means law.
What I just said.
In Sharia law, if you're a Muslim
You
and
keep
you
trying
live,
to act like I don't know about Islam. I know all
you
about
don't. First off, let me explain.
I nailed every one of your little factoids.
No, you didn't, because Sharia means law. And
What
under
you said? I said it's the Islamic law. You just said, Sneako, when I said it's Islamic law, then I'm wrong. It's bullshit.
Okay, relax, Alex. We're just getting started. Sharia means law. Under Sharia law, Muslims are supposed to follow the law of the land. Nobody here is trying to change the constitution. In fact, it seems
Yeah, like, again, this is just a fucking lie. Then how does the concept of jihad in Islam exist? Like, this is just so fucking stupid. Like, don't even bother talking to this guy. Just deport him. Tell his, like, dumb monkey fucking friends to go back to fucking whatever shithole in the Middle East they came from.
seems like you are, because you think that I should be deported for exercising my First Amendment rights. We have freedom of religion here.
You are such a either you're
Oh, First Amendment rights, freedom of religion, kill all apostates, commit jihad, force people to become Muslim or force them to pay a jizya or kill them. Right, because Islam really cares about free speech, right, dipshit? Like, fuck this guy. Like, if he loves Islam so much, again, there's over 50 Muslim countries for him to fucking go to and live. But, oh, he has to bring his fucking bullshit here.
super ignorant.
We have freedom of speech.
It's so strange to see Alex Jones both own someone and be right about something for once.
Yeah, imagine. Yeah, what times we're living in. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
I hope the Western world can survive this shit.
Well, yeah, the Western world can. The UK and maybe some other gay European countries, not so sure, but yeah, the Western world can. You know, like Poland and stuff like that. But, yeah. UK, they're just far too cucked. Don't think that's happening. The UK is uber, ultra, mega fucking cucked. Some of the shit that's happening in the UK is just fucking insane. I think there was recently some kid that got raped and the judge let the rapist off without any jail time for like some stupid reason. Had something to do with like race or some bullshit.
Under Sharia law, you obey the law.
I got thousands of top imams saying we will make you take Sharia law. I got them at the state houses in Congress.
Where?
Everywhere saying you're going to adopt
Where?
Sharia law.
Where are you seeing in America? The imams are trying to spread Sharia law in America. Name
My
one.
God, they have.
Name one
the
imam.
City councils
Name
have
one
votes
imam
on it.
who's trying to bring Sharia law in America. Where?
Oh, that's ridiculous.
The fuck is he talking about? Like, dude, there was fairly recently, this happened a few years ago. There was an imam in fucking Toronto that was calling for the death of all Jews, all Christians, all atheists, and that Muslims have to take over like literally via genocide. And the only reason that was discovered was because that Muslim like church, what do they fucking call them? Mosque. Yeah, that Muslim mosque, they would record their prayer services and upload it to YouTube, but it was in Arabic. There just happened to be an ex-Muslim who saw that, who lived in fucking Canada, and then ended up, reporting on it. And then, like, what's hilarious, there was no fucking... there was no criminal action brought against them. That's illegal. You can't say that in Canada. There's hate speech laws. You can't call for the death of protected groups of people. So the police did absolutely nothing about it. All they did was that mosque took down their videos and tried to cover it up. And then there were protests outside of that mosque. Most of the protesters were actually ex-Muslims. If you look at any of the protest videos, guess what happened with the mainstream media? The fucking Toronto Sun, they literally went over there, only took photos and videos of white people in front of that mosque protesting, and then claimed a bunch of retarded, racist, Islamophobic white people were complaining about Muslims for no reason. The Sun was the only news outlet that actually reported on it honestly. And they mentioned the full context. They showed all the video footage where, again, about 80% of the fucking people there were ex-Muslims who were protesting. And they also showed the video where, with the translations in Arabic, that this Muslim imam was literally saying all Jews, Christians, atheists need to be killed and Muslims need to fucking take over the earth and shit. This is normal. Also in Canada, like I'm sure this happens in the States too, like there are Muslim private schools. Guess what they do? They hand out textbooks saying like denying the Holocaust, saying it never happened, Jews made it up to try to take over the world. Like this idea that you can't find one single imam that will say that has ever said that Islam should take over, like just fucking retarded.
Ridiculous.
Name
I'm
one.
live on your.
Tell me. You said you know
Anybody can type
20,000.
in Imams call for Sharia law in America.
You said you know 20,000. Can you tell me an imam who wants to bring Sharia law in America, please?
Durka Muhammad Jihad.
Okay, you just want to just be stupid now because you don't have an answer?
No, I mean, my God. Listen, we're going to take this.
That's you don't have an
Internet,
answer.
You do it for us. Take this clip and then show them don't go too much. You just have 15 imams say it.
You don't even know one.
City council,
You don't even know one person that's trying to bring Sharia law here. Ron DeSantis parades around, hey, we're banning Sharia law in Texas.
Dude, there's Sharia courts in the UK. Like, they do this wherever they can do this. I mean, like, again, there's no point in debating Muslims. They're all liars. They will never say anything honest. They're trained to do this. Just don't let them into the fucking country, and if they are here, don't let them do their stupid fucking shit, like the stupid prayer sirens.
What's with all these Holocaust deniers around the world, VG?
I don't know, they're just fucking retards. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Banning Sharia law. Alex, why do you think they're doing this? Is it because there's an actual threat of an Islamic invasion, even though they're ushering in H-1B visas, even though...
Did you see the EU chat control passed? What is that? Parliament aims to exclude end-to-end chats from message scanning regime. Law allowing scanning of online communications to detect child sexual abuse material was amended by MEPs to protect user privacy. New version could create a clash with member states. I'm not entirely sure how necessary stuff like that even really is, because like the police, like the police themselves can like do their own investigations. They don't really need like mass spying and surveillance from these messaging apps. And I don't even know if it really does anything. Like, I've heard of stories where they found out about these pedophile rings using messaging apps like, whatchamacall? What's that Russian one? Anyway, like even knowing the, like even having access to you know, these people's user datas, they're not even able to effectuate arrests necessarily. So it's probably a good thing they did this, because usually the protect the children bullshit is just a pretext to just have mass spying. Telegram, yeah, Telegram. That vegan lawyer donated $2. Check your phone.
Meanwhile, they will be covering up the abuse of children by Muslim rape gangs.
Yeah, they do that. They do like to, you know, pretend. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Okay, give me a second.
Elon Musk, who's also calling for my deportation, is bringing in hundreds of thousands of Indians, even though he says that white men are
Hey,
dumb.
let me tell you a story.
No. Before you get into a story, this doesn't
No, I don't think that was Pat.
make sense because you
Oh,
also
yeah, Islam's not expanding. You're right. There's
it's
no
not
threat.
expanding in America, and you have provided no
Oh, yeah,
evidence.
there's nothing going on.
The
You're right.
reason that you're buying this propaganda.
Dodo donated $2. Brown professor gave his students take-home midterm exam after suspecting many cheated using AI. Made the final in person. The orange dots are the midterm scores, and the gray dots are the final scores. Look like all but 3 cheated on the midterm. Oh, I see. Yeah. I mean, pretty good likelihood. Like, there seems to be a statistical thing happening here, too, where, like, better students seem to be less likely of cheating, whereas worse students... Like, I mean, there's so many failures down here, but then they get nearly perfect. So there seems to be less of a gap here. Like, some of this can just be... Like, some of these can just be explained by, could be, like, test environment. There might have been different rules for take-home exams. I'm not sure. But, yeah, there's... Like, everybody's cheating now. What's funny is professors cheat like fucking crazy. It's normal for professors to grade papers without actually reading them. My English teacher was telling me about that. He worked really hard on some essay in college, and then the teacher gave him like a really shitty mark, and he noticed that his essay paper, it had no folds in it, where like somebody who's reading it, they're gonna like turn the page, fold the paper, but his looked like it was totally unopened. So he went to the teacher, said, "You didn't read my essay, did you?" And then he said, "Yeah, no, I didn't. I just assumed, like, based on other work you wrote, what you'd get." And then he was like, "What the fuck? Like, you gave me a shitty mark without, like, even reading it?" And then he said, like, yeah, the amount of papers that I have to grade, it's, like, it just takes way too fucking long, and then you have to kind of skip things. Like, I might not bother reading a paper, he might, like, read the first few pages or something, and then give a grade based on that. So, like, teachers are allowed to cheat with, impunity practically, but then students get shit for it. And at this point, you're having students hand in, their work that's just used AI. And then teachers are using AI to grade papers, so you have AI, like, grading AI. It's fucking retarded.
You know why does the liberal media, like in Canada, hate white people so much that they're willing to make up stories just to make them look bad, VG?
Yeah, it's probably because they're jackasses. Thanks for the donation, dude.
I'm calling for a...
Fuentes reacts to Sneako's crying reaction to Egypt losing to Argentina in the World Cup. They blew a 2-0 lead in the last 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I've already seen that. Thanks for the donation, dude.
Investigation into the events that transpired yesterday, July 7th. He did not deserve to die. He did not deserve to be reduced to a headline of Mexican man shot and killed by ICE. He deserved to live a...
Okay, great. Somebody got shot by ICE. Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum announces she is pursuing legal action against the Trump admin after an ICE agent shot a Mexican national illegal alien who tried to run over agents with his car. Yeah, Mexico's government sued American gun makers for $10 billion. SCOTUS tossed it 9-0. Yeah. Bro, like, they have a female president. Mexico isn't a real country. Like, who fucking takes this shit seriously?
Israel fighting Egypt, Jordan, and Syria. And as part of Egypt's strategy, doesn't want Israel using the Suez Canal, so they sink a bunch of block ships here. So that's the operational effect. But here is the strategic effect, the ones that actually count. If you look at before the war, almost 90% of ships were 50,000 deadweight tons or less. And so they could all make it through the Suez Canal. But then the Suez Canal is closed down from 1967 to 1972-ish. So that's a long time in world trade. Well, look at the adjustments that take place. By 72, you got almost 30% of the number of ships are these huge ships that never had existed before. They're not going to make it through the Suez Canal. The Suez Canal has since been widened, but still the biggest ships can't make it through. And so that if you look at the cost of sending oil from the Persian Gulf to Rotterdam in the Netherlands, if you're going to send it in an itty-bitty ship through the canal, it might be a little over $13 per ton to send it. Whereas if you're sending it in a big ship the long way around Africa, I believe it's a third that price. So strategic effect of things, unexpected. That overhead cost in shipping is the size of ship gets over a lot of it.
Interesting.
Hey friends, so I've got some bad news.
Yeah, this isn't a particularly interesting video. I've seen some of it. Yeah, he was diagnosed with some autoimmune condition that he probably got in his 20s.
Wow, no wonder Mexico is so crime-infested.
Oh yeah, happens like fucking clockwork. As soon as like a female mayor or prime minister or president is elected, there goes crime through the fucking roof. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Yeah, this isn't really interesting. He got diagnosed with some autoimmune gastritis that he probably got since he was in his 20s, and he only just found about it now, and he's gonna try to find a cure for it. It's not really interesting. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
Propaganda is because they're pushing this to try to justify the war that you oppose. Are you not against the Iran war?
No, it's true. It's true. First thing you said is true. Is the Zionists, Israel first, look.
Okay, now they're going both retarded.
Kudnik, Ben Gavir,
just say Jews, the Jewish supremacists.
No, that particular, that's the dominant group running it.
Jews,
and most of the billionaires there. Yeah, we're talking about. Yeah, oh God, I'm hiding for the Jews covering up.
You said Sneako, so I mean.
Yeah. Oh, I love how I oppose the EU tyranny. I oppose big tech tyranny. I oppose the Chi-Com tyranny.
No, you don't. You support it. Elon Musk is big tech, and he's there calling for deportation just like you. You allied with Elon Musk. He is big tech.
I cover all of that. Now, the point is getting back to this because you don't want me to nail you down on this stuff.
No. I'm telling you that you are echoing the propaganda of the people that you pretend to be against.
I know. I knew all you would do is claim I'm echoing Zionist propaganda. I'm going to explain something to you. I can be against a cobra. I don't want to be put in a cage with 10 cobras or 10 vipers. I don't want to be put in a cage with 10 water moccasins or rattlesnakes. So if Israel's a cobra and Islam is a viper, you're saying, oh, you're against a viper, so you're for the king cobra. And that is not. I'm 100%. I did a 4-hour show today and spent 2 hours on Israel trying to take over our military and intelligence and being listed as the top national security.
And how did they brainwash Americans to support their cause?
But let me you raise this claim. Let me finish. It's a false equivalency, apples and oranges, to say if I'm worried about expansionist Orthodox Islam, that then I'm covering Zionist propaganda. The Zionists have been successful with many boomers and people saying, you must support Israel and Christian Zionists support it.
How do they get support?
Or let me finish. Or you're for Islam. I am not one of those people. I am saying Islam is a threat to the West, and so is the greater Israel.
You haven't
project.
had any substantial evidence.
Israel is not a threat to the West. Just how in the fuck could he reason that? Like, what are they doing exactly? Like, are they trying to take over American institutions and impose, like, some kind of weird Jewish law that everybody hates?
Evidence to show that Islam is a threat in America. You said no. You said Durka. You don't even know who's trying to bring in Sharia law here. And again, you haven't even disagreed.
Okay. You want me to go to?
What do you mean? All of them?
X or anywhere Google.
Well, if you had some actual stats, 1.3% of
type in. Oh my God, 90% of the refugees, the invaders in Europe that are Muslim or military.
Okay, are we in Europe or America?
Are we in Europe or America? Stay on welfare. Oh my God, I could show 50 videos a day of Muslims stabbing, shooting, killing, stabbing babies. Are you running people over with cars?
Babies? Are you saying Ben Shapiro talking points? Okay.
One of the Muslims' favorite things is to find a baby carriage and stab them.
But here's the mistake you're making: is that people like Elon Musk support the wars that create the immigration. If you want to protect the demographic, then don't.
No, they don't. The reason you see this immigration is because you just let them in. People find out that, like Germany is allowing people to claim refugee status for no fucking reason with no evidence, and they'll give them free money and free housing. A bunch of broke-ass retards from these countries find out about that, and then they just, like, cheat the system and then go over there when they're not fucking refugees. All of these people are not refugees. They're all liars. So they're just committing fucking fraud, claiming refugee status when they're not fucking refugees. Sweden found this out a while ago, that most of these people from Syria, for instance, they're not refugees. A ton of them go back to fucking Syria on holiday to visit their family. If they were actually refugees and they're fleeing political persecution or something, they wouldn't go back. So, like, Sneako's a fucking retard. Nobody's creating a mass amount of refugees that are forced to go to Europe or the United States. These people are just all lying frauds.
Wasn't Alex Jones sued out of existence like a year or two ago? How is he still around, lol?
Yeah, he just he just had to, like, sell his company, basically. And he probably has to pay like $50 a week for the rest of his life or something. That's usually what happens when you owe people money that you can't pay back. Thanks for the donation, Jobless.
Repeat their propaganda.
Oh, I did not support either one of the Iraq wars. I didn't support putting the head of Al-Qaeda in charge of Syria.
We supported the Venezuela regime change. Now IDF soldiers are in Venezuela right now. You wanted Venezuela war. That was a big mistake.
You're not listening. That's not what I said. What I said was, in practice, under gunboat diplomacy, Barbary policies and precedent, and the Monroe Doctrine, because they're involved in our politics, they're in our hemisphere, and because they're a communist dictatorship, you could say that this would be a legitimate thing. But I don't trust that they won't put in the communist and have a dictatorship, which they put the vice president in, and now they want to do that in Cuba, arrest Raul Castro, but then put the communists back in. I don't believe the U.S. should do regime change and then not have free and fair elections. So I said I'm against it because they will.
So you
do
oppose
that.
Venezuela regime change? Good. You did?
What I just said was, I said if they had free and fair elections, but they won't. So then I said that I would not support it. Yes, that's
well, I'm against it, and it was I was proven right. And there's now IDF soldiers there. They're taking over.
So he'd rather have a, like, I don't know if you can call it fascist, but he'd rather just have a violent dictatorship run by a drug cartel existing in Venezuela. And on top of that, the Venezuelan government, which again is basically just a drug cartel, they stole, like, what was it? Like $50 billion in American investments into their oil industry. And, like, again, like, nothing was done about that. So he'd rather have that versus having what's essentially a similar regime in place. It's not exactly the same thing, but somewhat similar. But they're under America's thumb, and they have to play nice to some extent. And again, America can recoup some of its money back from that theft that occurred from when Venezuela nationalized its oil industry.
Where $2 billion worth of oil was sent
that's
directly
like
to Israel.
IDF is training ICE. Where's the evidence of that? Now,
I didn't even say
IDF
that's
Like, by the way, Venezuela was helping train Hezbollah. There's literally Islamic terrorist training camps in Venezuela. Like, the idea that that's a good thing, like, and then they're complaining about the IDF being there.
not what I said.
IDF is in Argentina, and that's one of the biggest Jewish populations, and they are trying to take the property and the government over, and because I think they may sacrifice Israel to create World War II scenario victim playing.
You're saying a lot of things. Let's get to the core issue, right? Okay, so you want to protect the demographics. You don't want an invasion. You don't want foreign influence, right? Our country is dominated by Jewish.
I'm a Christian American nationalist, and white people are demonized by the left, by the Red Green Alliance, by Israel and everybody, and I'm sick of it. White people are 7% of the world population. Anglo-Saxons are like 2%.
There's no point in
and I am sick of being run over, and everybody that's declared war on us, I'm saying, okay then.
You think I declared war on you?
And you want to declare
war on
Israel?
Yes. Again, there's literally clips of Sneako saying this.
I don't care if you're a Muslim. I don't care if you're a Chicom. I don't care who you are. You want to fight? You fucking got one.
Okay, so your
fucking games are over.
You want a war? You want a crusade? Now
don't worry. You're gonna get one, pal.
Okay, then well done. You just played it to the hands of the Jewish supremacists controlling our country.
It ain't gonna
done.
No.
That's what Elon Musk wants you to do.
It's gonna be cultural, so you can.
So his argument is because you don't like Muslims, you love Jews, and Jews are going to take over. And I don't know exactly what they're going to do. Apparently, Jews are running the country. Seems like things are going fairly well so far. Again, America's the wealthiest country on the planet. So I don't know. Maybe the Jews have some good ideas with how to run a fucking country, right? I mean, Sneako's living in America, right? So why doesn't he go to a Muslim country that isn't run by Jews if he has such a fucking problem with it? So funny, the guy who's a wealthy fucking American claiming that Jews are running the fucking country and is benefiting off of Jewish rule, supposedly, doesn't want to fucking leave and go to a Muslim country that isn't run by Jews. Funny. Dustin Poirier donated $2. Hamza's been pushing TRT hard since getting exposed for being on gear. To be fair, being natural is a waste of time. The anti-steroid homos are out in full force. Well, yeah. Like, here's the thing. Like, Hamza cultivated an audience of complete fucktards, and he was promoting that, like, natural thing for a while. And the only reason Hamza is promoting this TRT thing now and really leaning into it is because, like, he has no other choice. The guy was called out as being a complete and utter fraud, but like to be fair, yeah, he is a washed up red pill YouTuber, and like, yeah, he's not pushing steroids because like he found out, oh, steroids are a good thing, people should be on them, there's tons of health benefits and all this shit. He's just pushing them because he wanted to play this fucking game where he could sell people something like workout programs, meal programs, lifestyle coaching, and claim, oh, I know all the secrets, buy my courses, even though like he's just taking fucking, testosterone. So like he was just trying to scam people. So like that's a fair criticism, but like this is 55 fucking minutes, dude. Like, is there really anything to even?
There has been 2 most popular videos. Fuck that. I didn't need to take testosterone 10, 20, 30 years ago. Whatever the fuck. Probably you.
Yeah, I'm not watching that stupid video. Thanks for the donation, though, dude. Dodo donated $2. All 3 suspects involved in the ICE ramming and fatal shooting in Houston can be seen in this video. DHS released the following statement. Law enforcement attempted to conduct vehicle stop. Driver attempted to evade arrest. He rammed an ICE law enforcement vehicle, refused to follow multiple verbal commands, weaponized his vehicle. Driver was struck. Emergency services, blah, blah, blah. I have no idea if any of this was caught on camera. A lot of these ICE agents are completely and utterly incompetent, and when they talk about these vehicles being used as a weapon, like, they're doing stupid shit they're not supposed to, like stand in front of a fucking vehicle they're trying to detain, and then they use that as a pretext for a shooting. So I don't know, but yeah, if the guy's an illegal alien. New district court judge ruled that the viral video showing former Bankstown hospital nurse Sarah Abu whatever telling Israeli influencer Max they refused to treat Israeli patients cannot be used as evidence at trial because it was recorded without the participants' consent. What? Is this Australia? Yeah. Footage filmed while the pair were in nursing uniforms during a night shift went viral worldwide. How could they? So that is the most ridiculous nonsense. They're on a fucking they're on a video calling app. How could they have figured they're not being recorded? Both nurses were removed from their positions, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Like, this is, like, Australia is fucking stupid. Like, just a fucking retarded country. Switzerland, Muslim woman was fined 100 Swiss francs, $126 for wearing a burqa, which is banned in the country. Contested the charge, claiming Islamophobia. Fine increased to $1,200. There you go, bitch. How do you like that? Fucking cunt. I don't know why we can't do that shit here. Fucking stupid. Meta data center infected the local water system with a rare bacteria. I don't know how they know. How does a data center infect a local water system with bacteria? Do computers poop? Like, what the fuck? Okay.
I was scrolling through Facebook, and then...
Why are Israeli forces destroying American homes in Lebanon? I don't know, maybe because it has some sort of strategical importance for the warfare they're conducting. I'm not even going to bother watching this stupid fucking horse shit. Complete nonsense. These people who make these fucking videos, like, literally don't know fucking anything. They'll say shit like, oh, why are they bombing all these fucking civilian homes and roadways in this neighborhood? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, it's just attacking civilian infrastructure. But then they don't understand the reason they have to do that is so that they can prevent military forces from traveling, and then they end up being stuck in one single fucking area. Like that was essentially the basis for the Dresden bombing. It was a big transport hub for the German military, and they bombed Dresden for that reason. People are stupid. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
You can sit over there and...
So in Australia, if you commit a crime on CCTV or someone's Ring doorbell captures it, that can't be used as evidence because you didn't consent to being recorded? Right? Also, nigger, have you ever had a dream about me?
Yeah, Australia is a very, very dumb fucking country, dude. And no, I've never had a dream about you. Thanks for the donation, 21st.
And fuck your daughters, and you can sit over there and marry fucking 7-year-olds, and you can sit over there and fuck little boys.
You're chipping out.
We want your shit out of here.
The predominant demographic in Europe, I told you, was white
bullshit.
guys. It's not.
500,000 girls groomed by the Islamics.
250,000 was the estimated number. You just doubled it, and that's completely conflated.
It's 500,000 now. They had it in Parliament. And here's the other thing.
500,000 estimated. You need to look at the report.
We know Keir Starmer protected them. We know the British leadership are a bunch of... I exposed that 30 years ago.
Okay. Do you want to... Okay, so let's get to the core of the issue. So you...
Yes, the Dresden bombing had a major effect on the war.
Established that you're a Christian white nationalist. You want to protect your demographic, correct? Is that your main...
No, what I've established is I am a Christian populist nationalist.
You want to protect your demographic?
Those are my terms, who will not allow all these tribal organized groups, organized Islam backed by 53 countries, Israel backed by most of the billionaires and their nuclear weapons and all of their lobbies. And then we're told as Christians, period, whether you're black or white, Hispanic, and as Americans or capitalists, and particularly as white, that we're the devil and we got to shine shoes and bow down to Black Lives Matter and Soros.
Are you doing a rant, or do you want to have a
down
conversation?
to anybody except Jesus.
Do you want to
done.
Okay,
done.
Cool.
And if you want a war, you got one.
Nobody wants a war. They want you to start a race war so that they can continue justifying their wars.
No, it's not going to be. It's going to be a cultural velvet revolution. The new Renaissance, the new crusade will be.
This guy goes on and on and on about Zionists and all this shit, and then he's like accusing Alex Jones of trying to incite a race war.
The energizing of Team Humanity, led by the central pillar of Earth, the West, the superior system that developed almost all the modern technology and systems that's been hijacked by scum.
Okay, cool. Take a breath for a second. So you want to protect the West, right? Let's stick to one issue. Do you want to protect the West?
Yeah, and I saw you supporting Black Lives Matter. I've seen you running down the West.
I saw you.
Like people like our old friend who says that the military are criminals who kill children.
Tired of culture in this country. Put veterans on a pedestal. They should be treated like everyone else. What the fuck have people that served in the military truly done for the American people? Well, dumbasses like you can do whatever you want and say whatever you want, so why don't they get treated the same way as doctors or teachers, you know, people that actually do a service for the American people. So, you know, there's a reason you're not speaking German or Chinese right now, right? Like, this guy is just, like, what a fat, retarded loser. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
I was in Connecticut when you lied about Sandy Hook there, and then now you're getting sued for $1 billion for saying
No,
that
I
was
didn't get
crisis actors.
sued. I didn't get sued. Judges found me civilly liable.
I saw you say they were crisis actors, and then you were
I was
completely...
found guilty by judges with $1.5 billion judgment, and all of it's pure crap. And I'm still on the air at AlexJonesLive.com.
Okay, so do you want to debate, or are you just...
And there you go. I know you're from Connecticut, a rich boy, a Catholic.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I was
there you. I know people who went to school with you. There you are.
Okay.
There you. Oh, you didn't live in Connecticut?
Yeah, no, I did. I was in Connecticut. When I had to go home. I had to go home on Sandy Hook.
My son's co-host knows you.
I know. Your son, and he does a podcast with somebody else.
His co-host knows you from Connecticut.
Relax. I know. You're not saying anything we don't know.
It's all about you, Sneaky.
Calm down. I was born in New York City, and I grew up in New Haven, Connecticut, and I had to go home from school when Sandy Hook happened, that school shooting.
And you support a Democrat talking point.
Okay.
You know,
and people like you said they were crisis actors.
You know, all I did was interview a few people that said it didn't happen. I had a few debates. Google searches from when it happened.
I had a friend who unironically watched Alex Jones as if he was a legitimate news source. He was this crazy conspiracy-brained retard. He was trying to convince me that the Sandy Hook shooting was a false flag and the government actually did it so that they could try to ban guns. Fucking retarded. And he would send me all these Alex Jones clips. I know about, like, he's still lying about it. Alex Jones was making video after video after video talking about how the parents are paid actors. This didn't really happen. It's a false flag operation. The FBI actually killed these kids. The CIA actually killed these kids. Now he's saying, oh, I only just interviewed a few people who thought it didn't happen, and I just debated them. Like, this guy is such a fucking liar. I was there through fucking all of it. I saw all of his stupid, dumb bullshit.
Happened to when they sued me didn't exist.
I'm only bringing this up because you want to do ad hominem attacks.
They just brought it up as a way to demonize me. They raised $300 million.
You're the one demonizing me and calling me a jihadist terrorist. You want to actually talk about an issue, or do you just want to chimp out and yell the whole time? Do you want to talk?
Oh, chipping out, yes. Yeah,
you are. You are chipping out. I mean, for a white nationalist, you're chipping out crazy.
Great. Here's the difference. Intellectual gravitas and tens of millions of people that support me behind it.
Okay, great. Congratulations. So do you want to protect the West or not? Do you want to have this conversation?
Oh, yes, sir. I want to protect the West.
Because you can see that deporting me is stupid. I'm exercising my First Amendment rights. I'm practicing freedom of religion, and I'm not declaring war. You're the one declaring a cultural war, whatever. I don't want war. I'm against it. So you want to protect the West.
Oh my god, dude. Like, they did use crisis actors. Get the fuck out of my chat, you stupid fuck. Like, one last chance. Just keep your fucking mouth shut about stupid shit, or I'm banning you.
What is the number one issue? Who is dragging us into these wars that destroy the West, Alex?
Israel and the Jewish charities.
What propaganda do they use to get Americans to support?
It's plausible a CIA agent trained the shooter? Like, are you fucking retarded? This is some loner, retard, autistic kid who is a fan of Emendum, who took his parents' fucking gun. Why would he need CIA training to shoot a bunch of fucking, like, 10-year-olds? It's pretty easy. They're fucking 10. Like, you're not fighting fucking Marines or Green Berets. Like, take any fucking retard, give them a fucking, like, BB gun or something, tell them to, like, just aim and shoot at 10-year-olds. They're gonna hit them. Like, you don't need CIA training for that. Why the fuck are you here saying stupid shit?
They say that Iran wants to destroy them, so they've got to do that. Well, they blamed Iraq with WMDs, which was a lie. The Project for the American Century from April 2000, cooked up by Netanyahu and neocons in the Bush administration.
Terminator 2 will be back in theaters. Who cares? I can just watch that on streaming.
before they got in
Bingo.
was to stage a 9/11 attack that would quote kill 3,000 people as a pretext to take down 7 Muslim nations and establish a greater Israel for a Pax Americana. Iran would be the final country to fall. Wesley Clark also exposed that, and I exposed it back at the time.
Bingo. So essentially, they demonize Muslims and they say radical Islamic terrorists. They use words like jihadist, the one you're saying right now. They demonize Muslims to justify war and say that there's a war on terror that needs to happen, and Muslims are blowing things up. You were one of the first people to expose that.
Oh, here we go. So they're just both retarded now. Oh, God. They're like, this is like, there's nothing to this. Yeah, a radical Muslim created a terrorist organization and started bombing the United States and attacked the World Trade Centers. Like, there's nothing to this. Like, is Alex Jones really gonna, like, oh, well, you're kind of right about that?
9/11 was a lie. Clearly, you know that there's an overwhelming amount of propaganda towards Muslims that justify war. So why then go and repeat that exact propaganda that...
Like, it was the worst it was the worst attack on America since Pearl Harbor. I mean, the United States is just supposed to let Al Qaeda kill what was it, like 1,500 American citizens, and that's just from the direct deaths. That's not including all the people who got like mesothelioma from inhaling all the pulverized concrete and shit from the building. Wasn't it estimated like something like 4 times as many people died from respiratory issues and cancer from the World Trade Center collapse and inhaling all that dust and shit than the actual attack itself? And America's just supposed to not do anything about it? Like, oh, they're using 9/11 to justify war? Really? Like, that's a big deal? Like, that's what he's fucking saying right now? And then he's surprised people want him fucking deported. He's literally saying 9/11 wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't even Muslims who did it. It was Jews. Yeah, get the fuck out of the country, jackass.
Drags us into these endless wars that destroy the West that you love so much.
All right, let me answer your question. It's a false equivalent. Islam is expansionist. We need to control the immigration from the countries. We need to not incentivize and let jihadis run around and let all this foreign money out of...
You're not answering the question.
Let me finish. $20-something billion a year out of Qatar and all the rest of it. I'm against the Israeli money, the Qatari money, the Chinese money, the EU money, the globalist money, the Rothschild money, the BlackRock money, all of this stuff coming in and controlling us. Islam is one of the things, one of the heads on the hydra that I cover. So let me...
I didn't go to a movie theater since the last SpongeBob movie. What was the one with Snoop Dogg? Wasn't Plankton. Yeah, I didn't see that one. Yeah, I think it was SpongeBob, Sponge on the Run. What was the one with fucking Snoop Dogg? Yeah, it was Sponge on the Run.
Wasn't asbestos used in the World Trade Center construction, and that's why 4x the amount of people died afterwards than the actual collapse?
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for the donation, dude. Yeah, I haven't gone to the movie theaters since 2020. This was a terrible fucking movie. Just absolutely horrendous. That was a massive, massive disappointment, especially when the first 2 SpongeBob movies were so good. This was just absolute unwatchable shit. I should have walked out of the theater at the beginning. The entire time I was hoping the movie would end up getting good, but yeah, I was considering walking out of the theater and not bothering watching it the entire time. It was so fucking awful.
Finish. Israel sits there and twists what Iran does. Some of it's true. Iran is 90 million people. They're horizontally set up. They're not going to fall. It's going to destroy the economy. It's a trap for the midterms. It's for Israeli expansion. And so I'm against that, and I was against attacking Iran, and I was against Midnight Hammer, and I said this would get us into a full war. So just because Israel uses that, their own false equivalent, to say, support us, we're fighting Islam, when really they stir up Islam, they founded Hamas.
These days I am weary of going anywhere with large crowds, including movie theaters, because mass shootings are just rampant or some retard starts some trouble. Tough times.
Yeah, same. When I was watching that UFC White House event, I was watching it with friends of mine, and I said, I wonder if there's going to be like a terrorist attempt here. And then literally like a day or two later, it was revealed that there was actually a terror plot that was going to happen at that White House UFC event. The only reason it was stopped was because the guy's mom contacted the FBI because she was worried her son was going to do something because he was hoarding a bunch of guns and talking with a bunch of weirdos. So yeah, I generally avoid large events and shit because there's mass shootings or like car or van attacks where people just run through a crowd. And there's just like fucktards in general, you know. Thanks for the donation, though, Jobless.
Netanyahu doubled their payments. He ordered to stand down October 7th. Now he's using what's left of Hamas to not let them set up a legitimate government that Israel's admitted 20 years ago in the news that, oh, we put Hamas in so the Muslims would be violent so that we'd have a pretext to...
Well, you didn't walk out of the theater because you were with Redacted, and she wanted to stay and watch, but sure you can pretend like you had the authority when we all know that Whale dominated you.
The only reason I didn't walk out of the theater was because I was just hoping it would eventually get good. I was like, the last two movies were so good, maybe it's just starting off bad. Then it got to a point where I watched through so much of it, I was like, okay, I might as well finish this horse shit. But yeah, I should have just walked out from the beginning. Thanks for that donation, dude.
Destroy them. Now, Turkey and Israel overthrew 2+ years ago Syria. They put the leader of Al-Qaeda in charge. I'm totally against that. It's disgusting. Operation Ajax, the CIA and British intelligence overthrew Mohammed Mossadegh, who was pro-Western in Iran. They then worked with the Ayatollahs to actually help them come to power. They did the Iran-Contra deal with them. And so expansionist Islam at its highest levels isn't controlled by the West, but works with them and is just as Machiavelli, just like Jimmy Carter helped set up.
You're going on tangents.
No. I'm saying Israel works with Orthodox Islam, and they all double deal.
Israel is allied with Orthodox Islam.
You know Israel founded Hamas, right?
Yes, Netanyahu gave him $35 million. They create...
Does anyone here actually believe Richard went to the movie theater by himself in 2020 to watch SpongeBob? Yeah, no way. We all know who he went with. And she spent tons of his money on popcorn, soda, and candy, I guarantee you.
I didn't say I went by myself. I said that was the reason why I didn't walk out. Thanks for the donation, dude.
No,
they created Hezbollah too. They create Hezbollah too. They create the terrorist groups that they demonize so much.
Qatar made Netanyahu 2 years before October 7th sign an agreement and admit he was giving them money, but he wanted to hide it to give to Hamas to carry out what they did. And they thought...
That is not what happened. Oh my fucking God.
Let's stay on track. Let's stay on track. So the major issue, because you brought up the Rothschilds, BlackRock, Netanyahu, Israel takes the majority of our tax dollars to bring us into endless wars, correct? Let's be simple.
What? The majority of our tax money goes to Israel. Like I'm pretty sure the majority of it is actually what is it? Social Security or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, the majority of it's Social Security. The other big portion is military spending, which again, military aid to Israel is a tiny fucking fraction. Where the what the fuck is he saying?
Said this: Israel currently is the most dangerous, dominant group.
Bingo.
With Section 224 of the NDAA Defense Authorization Act that says dozens of times integrate, merge, lifetime feeds, marry the U.S. military. That's been Netanyahu and his surrogates. Mark Levin, all of them, marry, and the U.S. ambassador, or the Israeli ambassador to the U.S., really what he is, Mike Huckabee, we're going to take the whole Middle East. Israel's going to take over. We'd rather live in the Middle East. We owe everything to Israel. Yeah, it's a cult.
Okay.
They, right now, to secure control of our foreign policy are openly primarying everybody like Massey and now saying we're the masters of the universe, that's a quote, and we're going to run you and we're going to control you. And Netanyahu 2 years ago proposed shipping the Gazans to Europe and the U.S.
Right, right.
So yeah, we destroy their countries and then ship a bunch of pissed off Muslims over.
Right, endless
Nobody
wars.
said Muslims aren't victims of Israel. Nobody.
You're against the Gaza genocide because some people are now saying that they don't care and that they want Americans to be kicking butt and committing the genocide. You're against the Gaza genocide?
No, I don't. No. When I say a new crusade, I mean cultural, not putting up with Islamic expansion, shutting down the immigration. Okay. I do not believe in genociding Muslims because most Muslims are not even bad people and are very nice people. It is the jihadis, as the UAE has pointed out, that are coming into the West.
Okay, there's a lot of things. I'm trying to stay on track. What does jihad mean, Alex?
Jihad means following God's orders and carrying out the holy war. There's family, there's political, there's charity, and there's military.
No, it doesn't. Jihad means the struggle of faith. Smiling.
And the struggle of faith.
No, it literally means conduct warfare. Again, when you read the passage in the Quran that talks about jihad, it literally mentions you have to kill, conduct warfare.
There's the types of jihads. You're playing games.
Do you want to see jihad right now, Alex? Smiling. Struggle of faith, doing what's right, doing what God wants you to do is jihad.
So this is just the most old, stupid Muslim cope I've seen for decades. That's not what jihad is. Again, you can read the actual passage in the Quran that talks about jihad. Prophet Muhammad literally says you have to fucking murder people.
Not watching porn, being a good person. This is all jihad. They take these words and they misconstrue them to confuse people and get them afraid of Muslims to justify their wars.
Yeah, so this is just a lie. Muslims are all just liars.
If you don't want the West to be destroyed, then don't echo their propaganda. You understand that Alex, 1 second, you went on for a long time. Alex, hold on.
Muhammad was dead, they'd taken over with Saudi Arabia.
Alex, hold on a
years
second.
later, they had most of the Middle East and parts of Africa and expanded all over the place.
Okay,
let's launch the war. You started the fight. 1,400 years ago, pal.
A crusade. Alex, let's stay on point. Okay, the Iraq War was a mistake, correct? Weapons of mass destruction, they didn't exist, right?
Yeah, and that was to take out a former CIA operative who'd actually been put in there and launched
the Iraq War. You don't need to repeat stuff you memorized. Weapons of mass destruction, that was the pretext of the Iraq War. They were not found.
That was wrong. I didn't say Israel and the globalists are going and blowing up the Muslims and attacking them, and then you having the Jewish and Catholic charities ship them all in here pissed off so then they can have Chertoff put naked body scanners in and grab our kids' testicles.
So, by the way, when people say this, it wasn't just a pretext. Iraq was legitimately trying to make nuclear weapons. So, yeah, there weren't any, but they did at one point have a nuclear weapons program.
And vaginas at the airport.
Are you good?
Yeah. Are you good? Are you chimping out?
You okay?
You just got slogans, man. I am pissed off. They brought in a bunch of radical, pissed off Muslims to create a crisis so they can take our liberties and freedoms and bring in all the Palantir surveillance. I understand that alien dialectic, a problem, reaction, solution.
Okay. We need to establish some things if we want to have a conversation. What is the Muslim...
You establish the rules of the game.
The Muslim population in America is 1.3%. Only 8% of the immigrants are Muslim. It's predominantly coming in from Catholics, from Mexico, Hindus from India,
Here we go.
and the Chinese. Elon Musk, the guy that's amplifying you, is behind this. He banned a lot of people for opposing his H1...
Okay, imagine we lived in a universe where predators existed, like the alien predator. And, we were saying, predator immigration is only 1% of total immigration. The majority are just human beings that are Catholic and stuff from Mexico. So why do you have a problem with predators coming into the country? It's only 1%, and it's okay, well, they literally hunt and murder people. Yeah, but it's only 1%. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Why do we want fucking predators who hunt and kill people for sport coming into the fucking country? Why do we want fucking insane religious retards that support jihad, violent uprisings, child marriage, slavery, just regressive fucking policies throwing gay people off rooftops, forcing women to wear burqas? Why do we want them in the fucking country? They hate America.
H-1B visas. His team is predominantly comprised of Indians through H-1B visas. They made it clear, and Trump just said that he wants to go to war to defend India. They're okay with immigration. They're not anti-immigration. They only pretend to be by demonizing Muslims. The Iraq War, you said this was all a lie. There were no weapons of mass destruction. George Bush said war on terror, war on terror. Turns out there were no weapons of mass destruction.
Mission accomplished.
This war was a lie.
Again, this is the most dumb, basic bitch bullshit. like even if we were to like agree on some things, like, oh, they used nuclear weapons as a pretext for the war, that doesn't mean the war itself was unjustified. Like, Saddam Hussein was a crazy fucking whack job, violent dictator. He was trying to destabilize the fucking region. He was constantly going to war with neighboring fucking countries. He kidnapped British citizens. And he was threatening Europe and the U.S. with weapons of mass destruction.
The Prophet Muhammad was a faggot that had a train ran on him by 30 black guys.
Yeah, that is true. Thanks for the donation, dude. So, like, point being, like, just because the Iraq War didn't turn out well, that doesn't mean, like, and, like, again, some of the pretext for the war wasn't true, like the weapons of mass destruction. That doesn't mean overthrowing Saddam Hussein was a bad thing, or there was any bad intention with overthrowing Saddam Hussein. Dodo only 2 lawyers. VG, can you take the political compass test? Believe you're right of center at this point in time, but you used to be more left of center, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm not taking the political compass test. Thanks for the donation.
What? And you're much older than me. Throughout the entire 2000s, what were they saying? Radical Islamists, jihadists, terrorists, they're taking over. But if you look at the country, nobody's trying to bring Sharia law. You couldn't name anybody.
So here's the thing,
Let me finish. Muslims are 1.3% of the population. The war on terror, that was a complete farce. Netanyahu himself said that he was one of the pioneers of the word terrorist. If I say the word terrorist, people know what that is. They know what it looks like. They don't know the definition. Just like the word jihad, which you don't know the definition of.
Yes, I did.
So no, you didn't know what the definition of jihad was.
I'm lying.
So don't repeat the exact propaganda.
Of practicing Islam.
If you want
listen to the groups,
if you want
listen to them.
Alex, if you want to protect,
you even said I didn't know what God's will was. Listen, let me make my point here.
You made a lot of points. Let me finish real quick, and then you can go. Is that fair? You've talked most of the time. If you want to stop the endless wars, if you want to protect your demographic, if you care about Christian values, then looking at the Muslims who are 1.3% of the population in America, when we believe Jesus is the Messiah, we believe in the Immaculate Conception, we believe in the Virgin Mary, we believe that Jesus will return, maybe focusing an energy and saying that you're going to declare a culture war on Muslims is a distraction. Maybe that's not helping the cause. Maybe saying, oh my God, they're trying to take over when there's not a sort of mass immigration coming from Muslims at all. This is helping the Israelis that are destroying the West and not actually helping you. If you want to protect your demographics, then stop repeating what they want you to say. Don't say jihadist and don't call me a terrorist, call for my deportation when I'm exercising my free speech rights. You are playing into their hand. And if you want to talk about the immigration in Europe, why do all these immigrants go into the UK? They come in predominantly from Syria, from Afghanistan, from Iraq.
Yeah, I know they're refugees.
These are refugees that are the result of these endless wars that the Israelis create. And the propaganda that they feed good Americans and brainwash us with is that radical Muslims are taking over. So don't play into their hand and repeat these. Don't repeat and echo these fear-mongering lies that only help them out and destroy your demographic. If you care about Americans, you care about whites, and you care about Christians.
You repeated that 8 times. Why did you say in that viral video that we're going to, the cities are all going to be like this if God wills it? Because the Muslims vote as a bloc, and you've got Europe on average is about 8% Muslim now in many of the areas. In the cities, 20, 30, 40%. It's the dominant group now in the voting bloc. Why do we have Sadiq Khan in London? Why do we have Mondami in New York?
You're asking a lot of questions. You want me to answer?
No. I'm stating, no. The Muslims are the swing vote, and they know that with the Democrat Socialists to be able to dominate. And I can play you thousands of imams in Dearborn, Michigan, and Houston, Texas, and everywhere else in Plano, Texas, saying we're taking over. Everybody sees those videos, buddy. Just like when you said we're taking over, and now you're in the, I'm a victim. Come on, you're being mean to us.
I didn't say that.
You have been a victim of the neocons in Israel, okay? And that's
wrong. And of Elon Musk, the globalist that you're allying with, who's bringing in H-1B, is the richest man in the world.
I like the fact that he's pro-free speech. I don't agree with everything Elon Musk does.
You don't want free speech if you want me deported for using my free speech. Actually, you're against it.
You go back.
It sounds like you're demonizing Black Lives Matter. You kind of sound like a woke liberal. You kind of sound like a woke liberal with the woke mind virus if you want me deported for using my free speech.
Yeah, I responded to that.
Yeah, because you're actually using the strongest form of censorship if now the richest man in the world is saying that I should be deported for free speech, especially when he's an African migrant. So if you actually want to protect it,
what we're saying is...
If you ask me a question, why did I say this? You asked me a question, why did I say that?
Dude, we know your plan.
You asked me a question.
Your Quran, and I'm telling you, you're going to lose.
You asked me a question. No one here, this is the PSYOP. This is what they plan to do, is pin the Christians and Muslims against each other so that they can repeat their endless wars. It worked before. Don't let it work again, Alex. If you're opposing the Iran war.
No, I'm not supporting Israel and going to war for them.
No, you are supporting Israel. You are supporting Israel.
With you and the Democrat Socialist and Black Lives Matter that you supported and all the stuff that went on in this
country. You're the woke liberal trying to get me censored. If you say,
I've seen you say, if we were going to be violent.
I saw you say that they're crisis actors in Sandy Hook, and look what happened. If you want to do ad homs, so let's stay on point.
Oh my God, Sandy Hook. Oh God, you got me.
Let's stay on point. Let's stay on point. I went home from school that day, actually, because you're talking about my childhood. You said, why did I say...
Did I hurt you as a little baby?
You said, why did I say, if God wills it...
Am I a bad I hurt you?
Okay, Alex.
Did I do something to your poopy?
Well, no, you got the trillionaire to try to put a target on my head. So yeah, well done.
Oh my
well
goodness!
Done.
You're
Well
just
done.
showing your teeth,
well done.
throat slitting, and
well, they don't cry about white genocide. Don't cry about.
No, I'm your friend. Hey, the Quran isn't a battle manual to take over. Come on, there's no imam saying that.
I don't want to hear you cry about your demographic replacement. Oh no, America's getting destroyed. Oh no, the globalists are taking over. Oh no, America's getting replaced.
It's our world right to dominate the planet. No.
Oh no, the West is getting taken over. Oh no, there's immigrants here. Oh no, immigrants are here from the wars that I caused.
Over Spain for 700 years.
Immigrants come in from the wars I caused.
And Hollywood allied with you. Oh, the Crusades just attacked the poor little Muslims.
I didn't say any of that. You're arguing with your own head, Alex. You're going delusional.
I said Hollywood does that. I just said Hollywood does that. I didn't say.
You said
Sneako,
Chi-Coms control
Sneako.
Hollywood. Didn't you say the Chi-Coms control Hollywood and not Jewish supremacists?
No, what I said in the full clip was I read a Wall Street Journal article about how China was like the 10 biggest Hollywood production companies had bought a controlling interest in 6 and China admits they're funding a lot of the anti-Western, anti-white propaganda. China is heavily allied with Hollywood and they're anti-American.
China's allied with Hollywood. This is why the demographics are
China's
changing.
not involved in the university.
This is why the West is getting replaced.
Involved in Hollywood. China doesn't control and own big parts of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Alex Jones just China doesn't. Are you kidding me?
The Chinese. I mean, this is why the West is changing, because when you spread these lies that the Chinese control Hollywood, people get confused and you mix the truth with lies.
Sneako.
You say some things that are true and say 10 lies.
That's an old white supremacist attack on me that I cover China. I mean, look at brain dead Mitch McConnell and his wife flees to China, who's a known Chi-Com agent, and you look at Fang Fang and Swallowswell and all the Chinese spies.
You're going on tangents again.
Are you saying China, geopolitically, is not our main military adversary? It's not the main spy force?
I didn't say that. I said China does not predominantly control Hollywood. I didn't say anything about...
I'm going to say this very slowly to you.
You said two separate things.
I'm going to say this very slowly. Wall Street Journal, like 15 years ago, did an article about how China bought a controlling interest of 6 of the 10 top Hollywood production companies. I didn't say they were the producers. I didn't say they were the directors. That's mainly Jews. And I said that in the full show.
So
just like I did an hour on atrazine with scientific studies and clips, and then said, I don't want them putting chemicals in the water, turn the friggin' frogs gay. The media only showed that 10-second clip, not me showing all the studies. And of course, I was proven right.
Yeah, kind of like you when you clip up everything and try to make me sound...
Are you saying China does not have a controlling interest? I don't know what it is now, in a lot of U.S. media?
Of course, but it's predominantly Jewish supremacists. You're messing up the conversation by redirecting it towards
I constantly
Chinese.
talk about the anti-Western, anti-white, anti-Christian.
If you want to protect this country, then talk about the main issue, Alex. Don't just get it twisted with a bunch of nonsense.
You're doing like Dan Bilzerian did, saying Nick Fuentes doesn't go on Piers Morgan and big shows talking about Israel when he does. That's just not true. That's this thing of I talk more about Israel than you do. No, I just talk about all the major power blocks in the world. That's what I do.
And you're confusing people when you say globalist Chi-Coms.
Anybody watching can type in Chinese interest in Hollywood production companies, China funding anti-American stuff, China taking over U.S. universities via the Confucius Institutes. That's a whole other subject. China putting kill switches in U.S. computers.
It's a whole other subject. Let's stick to the main subject that's destroying our country.
You created a straw man that I said China controls Hollywood. I
didn't say straw man. I said that you're confusing the conversation. You're just making people focus on things that are not extremely important. The most important issue.
No, I didn't bring up China in this conversation. You just did.
You brought up a million things in 5 seconds because you don't want to stick to one topic because you just want to misdirect the entire
You're not
time.
controlling the debate is what's happening here.
Well, the debate is about you calling for my deportation. The debate is about you called for my deportation.
Israel worked with Hitler. The Zionists worked with Hitler to not let any Jews get out that wouldn't give them part of the money. The Zionists give the rest to Hitler. Madeleine Albright's dad was one of the main guys that
What the fuck is he talking about?
ran it. George Soros was a low-level guy that went around finding hidden Jews to get their money. And they worked with Hitler to only let Jews get out to what was going to become Israel.
Dude.
And Israel hired top SS officers to set up the Mossad, and they hired top Nazi assassins to set up the Mossad. And they never really hunted down Nazis, just like the U.S. government shipped them over here. And then Israel blew up synagogues all over Spain and all over the Middle East to blame it on Muslims to then get Jews to immigrate to Israel. And Israel founded and created Hamas. And Israel works with Al-Qaeda and gave them field hospitals. And so see, that what I'm saying is secretly behind the evil scenes, you've got Islam working with Israel in a big sick plan.
Islam's working with Israel?
Yeah, not Iran.
Islam's working with Israel.
Definitely Saudi Arabia.
I'm not trying to get a clip out. Are you saying Islam
definitely UAE? Yeah, you didn't
Islam
know that?
works with Israel. The UAE is not representative of Islam. The UAE is not the caliphate.
Did Israel back Al-Qaeda in Syria?
Islam is not working with Israel. Islam is a religion. The people make mistakes. The leadership has clearly betrayed the ummah. We agree. We know. But don't misconstrue it and say that these are the people that are taking, this is the government of Islam when they don't follow Sharia law. The UAE, they have casinos in Dubai.
Sharia is the governance of Islam. You said I was wrong. You just said it yourself.
The UAE is the governance of Islam?
No, I just said Sharia.
Syria?
Sneaky.
Sharia is the...
I know you think you're
what government are you... Okay, so you're afraid of Sharia law. What government is practicing Sharia law that's threatening America?
I said that's the governance of Islam is Sharia.
Right. What country is threatening America with this?
Oh, my God. Here in Austin, they handed out Qurans and had little girls wear hijabs without parents knowing and said you need to adopt Sharia.
Qatar is investing massively in American universities to spread pro-Islamic propaganda, including all that stupid anti-Israel, pro-Hamas bullshit. So again, the idea that Islamic nations aren't actually investing to, spread Islam within the United States, like, it's just fucking retarded.
Handing out Qurans is a...
They're the city councils trying to get Sharia. They have their own police forces in Michigan that were popping up saying Sharia. You said don't tell your story. I'm going to tell it. My wife was at HEB at like 9 o'clock at night a couple months ago, and a Muslim in a nightgown, wearing the traditional outfit, comes up and says, you should not be out at night. You could get... And like got in her face and was yelling at my wife. I mean, I can show you 100 videos in the UK where they're bitching and saying, don't bring your dog to the park. And the liberals go, yes, we need to ban dogs. The Muslims don't like you. I don't trust anybody who doesn't like dogs. Sneako, what do you think of dogs?
I like dogs. Like, Alex, do you want to have
then you're not a good
Okay, well then, yeah, you're not a good Muslim.
The whole point of this conversation was that
you are violating what Muhammad said. Unless a dog is used for sheep herding, it is not halal. It is bad. I want you to reject Islam right now. I want you to get a nice French bulldog.
Okay. You can have a dog. It just doesn't need to be in the house licking your face and in your bed. Just keep it outside. You can.
He's like actually a retard. Yeah, keep your dog outside so that it gets fucking diseases or dies from exposure or gets kidnapped or attacked by coyotes or something. What a fucking idiot.
You can have a dog. If you want to know about Islam. The whole point
I just told you I know about Islam.
Okay,
I just said.
This is kind of, I mean, what did you say on Joe Rogan? I'm kind of retarded. Like, this is kind of retarded right now. Like,
no, that was me quoting Socrates. Was it Aristotle? I know that I know nothing.
Okay. We're going all over the place. The whole point of this was that you called for my deportation because you're upset about what I said. And you asked a question and you went on a million tangents. You said, why did you say that you want people to become Muslim? For the same reason you say every knee will bow, every tongue confess. You want people to have goodness. I don't want to force anybody. I don't want to spread it by the sword.
You said every house will be under this.
Inshallah. Inshallah. God willing, people will know the truth. This is the same statement.
I like you. You have big balls.
Better turn the freaking frogs gay.
That's for Team America. Because I saw them drop fire on my goats. That's when I knew I'd do a jihad on their ass.
I mean, like, do you be real for a second? I mean, you're a funny guy. Do you want to make a change? Like, do you want to use your platform for good?
I think I'm gonna be like Muhammad and have 30 black dudes ride me.
You don't even know what you're talking about if you don't want to make stupid insults. This is like saying that the whole
yeah, the Al Zoot. Oh man.
Holy Spirit was gonna astaghfirullah come on the Virgin Mary because you don't know how to translate it, read it properly. You said it, you read it twice. You don't know anything about Islam, bro. You don't know what jihad meant. I'll tell you about it if you want to know. Did you know that?
So under Islam,
did you know that Jesus was
Messiah? Does it say in the writings that if you are a herder and there is no woman, you may take a sheep or a boy? Do they have the thing of the dancing boys in Islam?
Learning that you read the Quran on Facebook from Boomer Slop that programs evangelicals. Boomer Slop. Yeah, the boomers that are in mega churches saying God bless those.
Did the mayors put all these mayors in Afghanistan?
You can interrupt me the whole time. You can interrupt me the whole time. This is the same Boomer Slop that convinces Americans that God must bless those that bless the state of Israel. This is what Mike Huckabee is saying. They're saying I'm a mere boy.
I don't believe that. That's not the Bible.
Ted Cruz is posting about the IDF on July 4th. Clearly, the influence is coming from one place.
Clearly, Netanyahu and all of them said in Huckabee that we owe Israel our existence, and all that's not true. I covered it all.
Okay, and the American government, people like Randy Fine are saying ban Islam. Laura Loomer, Jigsaw, this lady is saying ban Islam. Why are they?
I heard you and Laura Loomer might be dating soon.
There's no way you're even a serious person. Like, would you?
Oh, I'm not a serious person.
You do it. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Look, I don't know if Laura Loomer. That has aura. That has aura. Become Muslim. Abdul Alex Jones. Inshallah, Alex Jones is Muslim.
Will you wear the burqa again? I saw you in that latest video where you're like wearing it like a woman.
It's a scarf. It's a scarf. It's wearing it like a woman. It's not a hijab. Also, how do nuns dress? You're like insulting the hijab. Trump is posting kindergarten girls.
Those are women that are chastened that have decided to go into that life.
Yeah. So are the hijabi girls.
Oh, no. They want to. Oh, so in Saudi Arabia, women don't have to wear the hijabs?
Yeah.
Well, since the crown prince started reform.
Yeah, right. That's why everybody who fucking immigrates to like Canada or the US, a lot of them stop wearing the hijab.
Yeah, it's a choice.
Like, especially when you look at Iranian immigrants, they all just stop wearing the hijab.
They choose to wear it. It's not a trash bag that they force people to wear. Women can choose.
They are all forced to wear it. I argued with dumb bitch Muslim girls at my fucking high school. I told them you're forced to wear it. You're like, the only reason you wear it is because you're forced to. And then they said, no, it's because I want to. It's my choice. And I said, "Oh yeah, what would happen if you like showed up at your house? Like, what would your family say? Would they kick you out?" And that, like, some of them fucking admitted, like, yeah, they'd probably kick me out if I stopped wearing it. Oh, really? So that's not a motivation for you to, like, wear it? So they're basically forcing you through social pressure? And some of them just got mad and, like, just wouldn't even admit it. But, like, they're all forced to. There's just a system of social pressure. Think, like, I've heard of some stories where, like, fathers would literally, like, kill their fucking daughters for not wearing a burqa or hijab. It's just fucking nuts.
If a woman is raped under Islam, her word isn't taken as half of that as a man?
Her word is not taken half. Wait, so you want to be?
A woman's word in court is taken as half as strong as a man's.
Well, I mean, look at the West. You're complaining about the demographics being changed. Happy wife, happy life. How's that going? What's your birth rate looking like?
Well, you certainly did. You certainly
how's feminism? How's liberalism going on? You want to protect America? How's that going?
What the fuck does that have to do with him pointing out that the Quran has a two-tiered fucking system for men and women?
For the white race
hey,
right
you got the liberal women supporting you.
Yeah, but how's that going for you? Because you hate Islam so much. Like, we can have 4 wives. The women are beneath the man. Well, not beneath, but the man is the leader.
Hey, don't worry.
The man is the leader in Islam in a marriage. The man leads.
Little women start squirting when they hear you say they're beneath them. They love being cut by you. They're just, here's the thing, the West has been too nice to women to the extreme. So
yeah, but you have no solution. But you have no solution to it.
Tell the white liberal blue haired women, tell them you're beneath me, and they're just gonna have orgasms and just go, oh God, yeah.
Like wear white. Like look, you have no solution to it. I mean, you're afraid of the hijab so much, but your birth rate's declining. Feminism's everywhere. There's more atheists than Christians in America. You don't practice any Christian.
Birth rate is declining in Muslim nations. Just because it's higher compared to Western nations, that doesn't mean it isn't also declining. So it's declining everywhere. This is a cross-cultural phenomena. I think I think the one exception might be like Mongolia, where it hasn't declined; it stayed steady. But it's about to decline. They're becoming more industrialized. Every nation that goes through industrialization ends up having a massive decline in birth rate. So even across Africa, birth rate has like halved. I think it used to be insane. Something like fucking 12 kids per woman or something. Now it's closer to like 4 or 5.
Don't worry, I got 4 children. And okay, I think I'm gonna have probably 4 more, so don't worry.
That's great. Most of them don't, because liberalism is rampant. Because you guys are so afraid of Islam.
Yeah, well, I live by what I say.
Birth rate's declining in India too.
That's it. I'm having at least 10 more. But I admire Elon having 100 kids.
The majority of Western people that follow you and the majority of the people that are afraid of Islam, they don't. Conservative values are decaying everywhere.
Yeah, because they're too busy watching football and living in their own world. Please don't equate the average, brain dead Westerner, what color they are, with me.
Okay, so what's the solution? Because Sharia law you're so afraid of. How are you going to solve this birth rate?
Man, all I know is I've been to Europe, I've been to London,
Sharia law does not solve the birth rate thing. Again, like, Sneako's a fucking idiot. Birth rate's declining everywhere.
And all over, and I've seen how the Muslims behave. I mean, I remember going to one like 20 years ago. I've been there before that, and I would just be shooting video of Big Ben, and Muslims would walk by and say, "You don't video me, you blah blah blah." And as soon as I went "F you," they were used to cut British bowing down. They go, "Oh God!" And so
you had no answer to what I said. I asked you, like, how are you going to solve the birth rate problem, and you just have no answer.
No, the answer is the great part is liberal leftists aren't having kids, so they're extincting themselves no matter what color they are. And so we're speaking out, we're talking about it, and we're pushing that. But to say that the West is committing suicide because of decadence, that's a normal part of the cycle. We're coming out of that cycle in the fourth turning.
Dodo Donatillers, what you think about this VG? Is it worth a privacy violation or not?
It's a debate intensifying across the country.
Your community is telling you that we don't want this.
I think we should completely remove them.
Here in Pasadena, California, residents and city leaders grapple with what to do about Flock, the leading manufacturer of automated license plate readers, or ALPRs. The cameras are installed at intersections and capture detailed vehicle data, which AI can analyze to identify people and alert authorities who say it's an important crime-fighting tool. But critics argue the cameras have created a mass surveillance network that's been tapped by federal immigration agencies like ICE to surveil protesters and monitor individuals.
The battle over controversial Flock.
It entirely depends on how these things are being used. So, like, a good example of this is, like, there's been this use of license plate reading AI technology for giving out parking fines. And the problem with that technology is these cameras can't actually pick up when you actually parked there. So if they run your license plate and then do a scan through the system to see if you paid for parking, if you literally just pulled in and were just about to pay, you'll get a parking ticket. Right? So if there's that, like, if there's a substantial flaw like that in the system, then obviously it either has to be amended or just taken away. So same with this, like, if they're going to use it to basically violate the Fourth Amendment and, like, crack down on protests and shit, then yeah, it should, like, the use of that technology should either be changed in some way. They should make some, like, law or something, or they just shouldn't use it. That's basically it. I'm not going to bother
The two
watching the whole
largest
video.
AI-backed super PACs in the country went head-to-head in a Democratic primary for a coveted House seat in New York's wealthiest district.
Hi, what's the last day to vote?
The race was the heart of the battle over federal regulation in AI.
How many ads have you seen, you think, for this congressional race?
I've seen so many ads.
I have been tracking the dozens of races that are being influenced by AI money.
The issue is top of mind for AI leaders as they gather with media moguls and tech CEOs in Sun Valley, Idaho for the annual Allen & Company conference this week. The dueling PACs spent a combined $21.3 million over one candidate in particular, New York State Assemblyman Alex Bores.
How are you? I'm Alex. I'm running to be your congressman. Last year, I passed the strongest AI safety bill in the country over the objections of everyone in the AI industry.
Bores was a driving force behind the RAISE Act, one of the first state-level bills designed to regulate AI. His push for the legislation made him an early target for a super PAC called Leading the Future. Its top funders include OpenAI president Greg Brockman and Palantir co-founder Joe Lonsdale, as well as Mark Andreessen and Ben Horowitz. Altogether, they spent over $8 million opposing Bores and running attack ads like this one.
Bores sponsored the RAISE Act, which hands AI to state regulators and creates a
The group was against an earlier version.
We can invest.
Me, another super PAC.
To be used. Democrats.
Okay, great. Thanks for the donation,
Hard times
Dodo.
make strong men make good times make weak
So you
men.
want to bring
make
conservative
bad
values back, correct?
What I want to do is bring the life force back and realize where we are in the competing systems and expose the different competing systems so the general public.
AI should be banned. It only benefits billionaires. Oh, okay, great. I guess you'd rather die of cancer, right? Because AI is being used to actually find new treatments for cancer. It only benefits billionaires, right? Get the fuck out of here. You're banned. See you later. You're stupid. Don't want to see your stupid ass here.
Public can make a choice through free will what system they want to join.
Free will is why OnlyFans is rampant. Free will is why feminism is here. Free will is why the body count for the average 20-year-old girl is equivalent to her age.
Are you against free will?
Well, look, if you want to have some sort of conservative law, if you want to have a birth rate problem, don't cry about the birth rate and then say Sharia law is
I'm not talking about law. I'm talking about free will in general, being able to have your own freedom.
Of course I want free will.
Freedom, no. Freedom to be educated, informed, and touched by God, by the Holy Spirit, by Jesus Christ, to then be a light and salt in the world. To say free will creates evil, well, that's because free will, you can choose good or evil.
I'm saying liberalism creates evil.
Free will is the great gift God gave us, part of consciousness.
Yeah, I'm not against free will, Alex.
Beings.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. Liberalism is why the birth rate's declining. And then people like you love to have a boogeyman and say Muslims are taking over even though they're 1.3% of the population. This is not.
You're 2 billion people. You're expanding. You're having more kids than anybody.
Yeah.
And the thing
Yeah.
is,
So maybe you should take.
Over,
Oh,
you
great
say
point.
You're taking over.
Great point.
Listen, just because we're sick and a parasite is coming in, a Stone Age monotheistic religion that enslaves women, and that I'm supposed to then embrace you. I'm supposed to embrace you as the answer.
Women in America are slaves to Jewish supremacy, telling them to open up an OnlyFans. This is what is the dominating idea.
Yeah, because the majority of women have OnlyFans, right?
Ideology here.
And I oppose that, and I publicly speak about that.
So then maybe take a page out of our book. There's 2 billion Muslims.
Like, by the way, men have OnlyFans. Like, what the fuck? Just stupid.
Islam right now. You want to talk about Israel? Let's go.
No, I want to talk about the birth rate problem. And this is all tied in because you're so afraid of Islam. Clearly, we're doing something right if we figure out how to have children and you guys can't.
Well,
The birth rate is declining cross-culturally, even in Muslim countries. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Even have higher birth rates in the West because you go sign up for welfare and become welfare queens and sit around in your nightgowns all day.
I mean, they never talk about the welfare happening in Lakewood, New Jersey, where they are having their own hospitals.
The Jews are milking it too. The Orthodox Jews.
Absolutely, and that doesn't get talked about. I mean, look, Tyler
I talk about it.
The other guy, what's his name? Tyler, Nick Shirley, he gets invited to the White House for exposing the fraud in Minnesota. Tyler Oliveira exposes the fraud in New Jersey, and he gets banned from Israel.
Let me
and
ask you this about Islam. What about the marrying first cousins over and over again, and the fact that very small percentage of Muslims...
Cousin marriage is allowed in the Bible, too. Look, more boomer slap, Alex. Cousin marriage is allowed in the Bible. You know that? There's so many similarities between Christianity and Islam.
The Old Testament. There's a new covenant. So you support...
Yeah, Sneako, the problem is Muslims, like, actually marry their cousins, whereas Christians don't, and I think it's icky. So I don't know why that matters.
Support multi-generational first cousin marriage.
I support Islam, and we have far more in common.
Having two eyes on the side of your head like a flounder?
Most of the incest is coming from people that want to keep their ethnicity the same, that think that they can't spread, that they have to be within their own. Incest is rampant within Israel. It's not rampant in the Muslim world.
That's a lot of their paranoia.
Incest is not rampant in Israel. The only areas where it's more common is with Arab communities. There's Arabs living in Israel, and that's where it's more common. So, yeah, I don't know where the fuck he's going with this.
And mental illness. And so Islam has that with royalty and with Judaism, a lot of inbreeding.
You still haven't answered what is going to be the solution to fix your birth rate. What are you going to do?
Well, and what's the solution for you to fix the record number of deformities in Pakistanis and others?
That's completely, you're just echoing more, you're just repeating more slop.
So you endorse first cousin marriage, even multi-generational?
So you're Christian, cousin marriage allowed in Christianity.
I know it didn't do
if you want Christian law, you agree.
You know, that's a problem.
You're acting like Christianity and Islam are very different.
We have to tell people in West Virginia, hey, quit screwing your sister.
Okay. Are you
hold on a minute. Hold on. You endorse multi-generational first cousin marriage.
I just answered your question like 3 times. I support Islam. Islam is good. We have
right. So he can't even answer the fucking question.
Have a solution.
So is it good that Muhammad married the 9-year-old?
Is it good that Rebecca was married to Isaac at the age of 3? This is in the Old.
This is a tu quo qui fallacy.
Testament. Is it good that you could go pay 50 shekels for your...
This is a tu quo qui fallacy.
Slave in the Old Testament because you believe that? Is it okay that you can be a woman and then she become your wife? This is in the Old Testament.
Is it good that Moyles, perform circumcisions with their teeth? No.
Okay, but all this is also part of Christianity. You're acting like there's all these differences. And it's not.
No, it's not part of Christianity. Find me one fucking Christian who thinks you should be able to pay 50 shekels for a fucking slave, you idiot.
No, the New Testament is a new covenant and changes the Old Testament. There's a new covenant in the New Testament.
NoVG Sneako is actually right. Every woman does have an OnlyFans, and I'm subscribed to all of them.
Okay, I didn't know that. Thanks for the donation, dude.
Where we don't have all that.
Yeah, but you also acknowledge that this is part of your religion, part of your faith.
Under Islam, you follow the Old Testament.
You follow the Old Testament too. This is part of. Do you not know what Christianity is?
No. But you specifically say it's just as important as the new.
No, we don't. We say it's been corrupted. We say that rabbinical Judaism.
By the way, you say Jesus will return at the end of the world where we all fall asleep and die. That's not what the Bible says. But you do not say Jesus is the Son of God. So you're not saying Jesus is the Messiah. That's not true.
Jesus is the Messiah. He's not the Son of God. He doesn't have a dad. His dad is not God. Do you want to talk about something real? Okay. Look at how upset you got about me saying, inshallah, the world becomes Muslim. There was a Jewish celebration for the Antichrist in Times Square last month, the day after the Times Square prayer. Maybe you got upset about that. They're chanting, we want Mashiach now. Do you know what the Mashiach is?
Why do the Muslims block highways and do their prayers?
I can't even answer. I can't even make a point without you misdirecting. Is your whole thing just confusing the conversation constantly? So
I'm not confusing the conversation.
Is that your whole thing?
This guy literally can't answer a single question and then just makes tu quo qui fallacies.
Every time somebody gets to a point, you just say Chi-Coms and something else so that nobody can make any sense.
You brought up Chi-Coms.
Okay, I'm saying something and you immediately just don't want to listen. You just immediately misdirect. That's your whole
go
thing.
ahead. Tell me about how sweet the Muslims are. Go ahead.
I'm not. I'm talking about the
All right, let's take a Frank Tufano break.
Since I was botched in November 2023 by Dr. Taban, it's like 2 years and 7-8 months now. I've undergone 8 revision procedures to fix my eyes, and I've been put on disability by the government. The main problem right now is...
How is he on disability when he can drive a car, he owns and operates his own business? Like, what the... like, this is just a lie.
Is my slight vision issues, but more significantly the severe chronic migraines that have debilitated me and basically have me bedridden 15, 16, 17 hours a day. Unfortunately, we still need at least one
Right, but he can travel to Japan and go out all day.
Or 2 revision surgeries for function and aesthetics. Hopefully we can get 1 surgery to fix the eye movement issues, because I keep, wandering eye and cross-eyed. My eyes are still really wonky. And then there's 1 more procedure to fix the aesthetic asymmetries. Like, you guys make fun of me when I blink and my eyes look really strange when I blink, is because Taban did every single thing imbalanced, asymmetric, needs to be.
Why does he keep, he's fucking got problems. He keeps making the same video over and over again.
So Clavicular's nose job is not completely healed, and the girls and Looksmaxers can let me know if I'm wrong.
My stance on Clavicular from the get-go has been that he's a fraud. You can look up my videos months ago. I've literally said those exact words, that he's LARPing and doesn't actually know anything about Looksmaxing. And his recent hard maxes go to show that he hasn't researched anything at all. Because nose surgery and wisdom teeth removal, from an objective perspective beforehand, would descend you under any circumstance. Wisdom teeth removal is always a bad idea because it causes...
Did you see when Sneako took an IQ test and only got 95? That's surprisingly high for him. I would have guessed like 89 or maybe 91, something around there, like at best.
Recession, and it reduces the strength of the jaw. You never get them removed unless you absolutely have to, and if you do, you don't remove the wisdom teeth, you remove the teeth that are in the way and you let them grow in. And
yeah, so Frank's not a dentist. That sounds retarded.
Rhinoplasty, you can only make your nose smaller, and he already had a small nose, so what can you do? No clue what he's doing.
Okay, that's nice.
Having a vanilla...
I don't know why he cares if Clavicular gets plastic surgery.
Custard donut for breakfast right now. Wearing a glove because they are a little messy, but not only are these made from 100% organic ingredients.
This fucking weirdo wears gloves to eat donuts?
And sourdough, dairy and egg free. Dairy and egg free sourdough custard donuts. Delicious.
The way he eats and chews is just so gross.
No prep required for breakfast. A year.
I don't want to see him.
You can have a guilt-free.
Yeah, so those would be gross.
Love our Somalis, we love our Muslims too. Oh, they so good, oh, they so sweet. I'm gonna stab your daughter at the mall. Woo, gonna stab your son, your wife. And then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims too. Oh, they so good, oh, they so sweet.
You don't hate me.
Sneako.
You want to hate me. You want to demonize me. I don't know what it is, but come on, man. We're not that Christians and Muslims. We're not that different, Alex. We have a common objective.
No, they're fundamentally ideologically different. I don't know of any Christians that fly planes into buildings.
We want Jesus to return.
Yes.
We do.
Lower your defenses. We mean you no harm. It's like Mars attacks. Don't run. We are your friends. And
you're the one calling for me to get deported. What? I never called.
I told you that was rhetorical.
It was retarded.
Retarded.
That was stupid. Like, you can't just say something and then backtrack completely. The entire frame of this conversation is based on...
He ruled a planet called...
What does that even mean? Like, what does that even... What do you mean? So you're just saying nonsense knowingly? You're just saying slop to get people enraged and spread fear-mongering intentionally?
Sneako, I did 4 hours before this. I'm doing you. You're coming on my...
Are you drunk right now?
No, unfortunately.
What was that? What was that in that cup?
That's iced tea and some.
Come on, you put a little bourbon in there.
No, it's iced tea.
You've been working out?
Bring me the Rudy's iced tea if anybody's down here out of the thing. I actually want some more of it. It's non-sweet Texas iced tea.
Are you on Ozempic?
Nope.
No? You got healthy out of nowhere. You lost some weight. The bald look is it's not bad on you.
I got fat. Thank you. I'll do it. This is what I'm on. See this? This is not what you get Jack Daniels out of.
Yeah.
I'm not really a whiskey guy either. Back when I used to drink, that's how I lost so much weight.
You're sober now?
I'm on not drinking. That's what I'm on right now.
You're not cloned, right? You got to beat the cloning allegations.
And I got this too. Topo Chico.
Sparkling water. Yeah, you played that clip of your friend Andrew Tate saying that I tried to have sex with him 4 years ago, and then he continued to do streams with me for 4 years. What was that all about?
Well, you did say that you thought you were gay when you were 14.
You said that you thought Blair White was attractive and that God works in mysterious ways and that your genetics thought that was a real woman. I was saying that This is from
You
a
act like
comedy
that's some
podcast
secret
from when I was
show. That
14
was
years
on
old.
my main show,
You're
and
clipping
I
up from
said,
when I was 14. You're the one saying you were bricked up from Blair White from this man. If you want conservative values, why are you
I don't
getting
know what
horny from
bricked
this
up means,
from a
but
transgender?
I've never. I was explaining that why are the transgenders saying it's a woman when they dress like big fat demon clowns to take over the thing of women?
Your phone background was Blair White in a bikini. This is a transgender man.
Well, I'd never been with her in a bikini. She was on the show, and I said, I understand there's some men that feel like they're women, and I know there's chemicals that bend genders.
That sounds kind of woke of you. That sounds a little bit leftist.
That's why I had Blair White on like 12 years ago when he first transitioned, and I said I thought it was destructive, but I don't hate those people individually.
Oh,
Blair White
you champion LGBT. That's good.
No, Blair White.
You're an
is not
LGBT champion.
I'm not going to throw Blair White off a building. I'm not Islamic. The point is that you're not letting me talk. You're like, oh God, Blair White, we have this secret
No, it's
thing.
good. You
Blair
support
White.
trans people.
No, what the point of having Blair White on is Blair White says keep away from the kids, don't have it in schools. I've been at a comedy club before with Joe Rogan when Blair White, uses the men's bathroom. And my issue is that the chemicals in the first month of the embryo forming, atrazine, doesn't just bend frogs or birds or other things, but mammals. It actually changes cells in the brains, so people literally become hermaphroditic in their brain structure and in their bone structure. So they're not really female, but it bends them that direction. I've said give them testosterone to bend them back and growth hormone. Like when you have a midget, give them growth hormone. Or if they have acromegalia, you can block that or do a surgery in the pituitary. So I was saying that it really is people are being born like this because they're being bent by the chemical that are in all the studies. The atrazine alone at allowable levels bends our genders. And I was saying that you're not an ugly, gross, horrible goblin man who's actually attacking women's spaces or trying to be in women's sports, and that I don't single out people like you that really think they're a woman. I don't think you're a bad person because I do not want to throw homosexuals or trans people off of buildings. I do not believe they should be killed under Islam. And so you're right. But you act like you found something.
You champion the LGBT. Imagine if you dedicated 1% of that energy about transgenders towards getting rid of Jewish supremacy in America. Man, we would be so much further.
Man, listen, I'm against men and women's sports. I'm against recruiting kids in schools. I fight that. I spent a lot of time on that because the system was pushing it. And then I spent a lot of time on Islam, a lot of time on Israel, a lot of time on China, a lot of time on people being lazy, people not being hardworking. I mean, I cover it all, dude. I'm on the air 4 hours a day. So I don't know what you're talking about. You jump around here. I've always said I don't hate homosexuals. I don't hate trans people. Okay, I don't sit there and judge them for that. Okay, that's the media goes, Alex is a right-winger, homophobe, blah, 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 blah. I am a populist, conservative Christian, but I don't hate people. Listen, here's my deal. It's just as big a sin that I lust after women. It's just as big a sin that in my life I've been very promiscuous. I've done sins way bigger than gender bending. A lot of people didn't have choice. When I was younger, the left always goes, God, he admitted this. He's a hypocrite. He's against abortion now. It's like saying I committed a murder and then I went to jail for it, hypothetically, and now I'm against murder. When I was younger, I believe it was a blob of tissue, and I paid for probably 6, 7 abortions I know of by the time I was like 18. And then I repented of it and stopped doing it. And the next time I got a girl pregnant, I got married to her and had 3 of my first kids. So that's how that is. And I said, I'm not judging people that had abortions. I know you got tricked or you didn't know. You need to soften your heart, repent and say you're sorry, and now save others and give money to groups that tell women that they can pay to help have them have their kid and have it adopted. And I've donated money to that, and I've done that to reprove myself in front of God. And I've told the story of how I killed 6 or 7 of my children, and it tears my guts out to now know what I did so that people that have done that don't have to harden their heart and can understand there's a way out of it, and that God will forgive you for it. That's the same reason I've had Blair White on a couple times.
You killed 6, 7 kids?
Why in the show,
you
and people took
you killed 6, 7 kids?
Yes, I've murdered 6 or 7 of my children now. I'm a murderer.
Yeah, you kind of sound like a jihadist terrorist that you're afraid of. Killing 6, 7 white babies?
No, I mean, when I was promiscuous and like 50, 60, 70, 18, I got girls pregnant, and then sometimes I give them the $300, I take them to Planned Parenthood, once I had a car. And then one time when I was 18, my dad was in my room and found a Planned Parenthood receipt for $300, and he said, quit killing my grandchildren. And he said, by the way, you're getting out this week. I had a job, I had money. He literally said, I'll help you get an apartment. He co-signed it. I was out of the house in 2 days, and my dad didn't talk to me for 6 months. And then I had nightmares about it. I realized it was wrong, everything else. And then I stood up, I protested hundreds of times in abortion clinics, and I've supported anti-abortion groups, and I've stood up for the right to life groups. I've exposed the baby organ harvesting.
You know that would have never happened under Sharia law?
I've been a
Baby organ harvesting.
sinner, and I've been wrong, and I've done things, and I've admitted I've been wrong, so that others that have been wrong can understand that they can fix themselves with God and with Jesus.
Okay, under Sharia law, that would have never happened.
Oh my God! I mean, there's Sharia law says if you just apologize later, if you're, it's all okay. Listen, here's the deal. I did this hour with you. I've got to go do headlines. I've got to go work on a bunch of stuff here with the new network we're building. But you said you're coming on my show tomorrow, right?
Yeah. What time do you want me to come on?
Hey, will you go grab Scott or
also when you went on your
show, Sneaky? What time? Noon Central.
Noon Central. Okay, I'll try to get up for that. Last thing, you said that Ye was on 5 hits of MDMA on the Tucker Carlson show when he went there and said that there's a lot of things he loves about Hitler. That's not, he wasn't on 5 hits of MDMA.
I didn't say he was on 5 hits of MDMA. I said he looked like he was. He pulls up. First he gets there, and then we take him to this hotel, and he doesn't like it. So he goes somewhere else, and then he shows up 2 minutes before the show starts in a mask because everybody saw
So
it.
how'd you know he was on MDMA if he had a mask and you couldn't see his face?
Oh, God, you just disproved me by interrupting.
He had a mask on. How does he look like?
You're not. Go ahead and tell me that. You asked me a question. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I mean, you did interrupt me literally the entire time, but
I know, but you just asked me to tell you a story.
No, I just wanted you to explain how somebody could look like they're
2 weeks ago, I said Ben Gavir, when he's beating up flotilla women and men, on camera, looks like he's on 5 hits of ecstasy. He always does. He looks completely psychotic, megalomaniac. I don't think he's actually on 5 hits of MDMA. What I said about Ye was, I'm telling the story. He pulls up 2 minutes for the show. He gets out of the mask. He has a net and a Yahoo chocolate drink, net and Yahoo. And he says, I'll just wear it for a little while. I said, fine. He comes on. He does like 3 hours. Then he wasn't going to eat. He goes, I haven't eaten a day. I'm fasting. Later he goes, I got to have a salad. So we take a break. He brings in a salad. He pulls the hat off, and his eyes, whatever he was on, were like just solid black. I mean, like pupils like in the conference room. And he looked, and I was like, whoa. So, and he's admitted he's had drug issues before. Now, I didn't see him take MDMA. I was just guessing. And I said it looked like he was on MDMA. Okay? So that's what I said. I'm not trying to be mean to him. I wasn't trying to put him down. He looked higher than a kite. And so that's what I said.
Okay. Let's leave on this.
I just talked about the yay Heil Hitler guy and everything. I mean, I don't give a shit.
You just see everybody else.
I don't sycophantically Ye used to call in these long conversations. I said, sorry, dude, I can't have these long conversations. I don't give a shit. Okay? I don't give a shit about any of this stuff. A celebrity, none of it. I just tell it like it is. AlexJonesLive.com, Real Alex Jones on X. And I look forward to talking to you tomorrow.
Wait. I'm not going to come on unless you say that I should not be deported for exercising my free speech rights. Come on. That's an American value right there. I'm a real patriot for exercising my First Amendment and my freedom of religion.
Well, under Sharia law, it bans most of our speech and creates a monotheistic tyranny. And so
I never said I said I want to practice American values. I believe in the Constitution.
I think anybody trying. Well, I already told you that it was rhetorical, just like when I said Piers Morgan. And I think if you don't like how America is, you want to impose, I think you should self-deport to one of these Muslim dreamlands. Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
Self-deport. Again, too, maybe talk a little bit about how Elon Musk is on the Epstein files. Remember when he said that Trump was not releasing the Epstein files?
Listen to me. I literally have a bunch of work to do.
Oh, so okay, go ahead. You had all your story times about Blair White. I'm going to hear and say Elon Musk said that Trump was not releasing the Epstein files because he was implicated in them. Then he shows up with a black eye doing the Illuminati black eye ritual, and then he goes back on the Trump team. That's weird. And now he's amplifying you trying to deport me. That's anti-American.
Did you know? Okay. Let me just answer that. If you'll say I got off here and not answer that. About 6 months ago, I'm in a hotel room. It's dark. You forget where you're at sometimes. I wake up to take a piss, and I like walk into a wall and cut my nose and like kind of bruise my eye. And then when I get back to Austin days later, I never put makeup on for the show, except this. I went, oh my God, they'll say I'm an Illuminati ritual. My eye is black and my nose is cut. They'll take people get black eyes.
That's not the important part of what I said. It's the Epstein files.
Hold on. I was just addressing the last thing you said. Oh God, I'm dodging again. We can spend an hour on this tomorrow. And I'm not Elon Musk apologist, so that position you put me in is not who I am.
Kind of sounds like it.
Boom, back to the same bullshit. So what I'm saying is this. He comes out and says, Trump is in the Epstein files.
Hey, Gum. Oh. That's a good kitty. It's good. That's a really good kitty. Oh my goodness, you're so good. How come you're so good? How come you're so good? You're just so good. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're so good. Yeah, you're so good. You're really good. What a good baby. Such a good baby. Such a good baby. You know I love you.
You know that? You're a good baby. Yeah, very good baby. So nice. It's a good cat.
Oh. I really love this cat. That's a good cat.
Back in June or whatever, or before June.
June 2025, yeah.
Yeah. So I then say this is terrible. Then Trump goes from saying release it to a cover-up. I've exposed that. He was known Mossad. I was one of the first ever exposed.
Yeah, Elon Musk was in there.
And then Elon is not on there. Elon is not on there.
He was all over the emails. He was trying to go and have the craziest party.
So
He wanted to let
listen,
loose.
You're not letting me finish, man. You asked a question.
Well, you're saying things that are incorrect. He was emailing Epstein saying you want to go to the craziest party. He wants to let loose. He's been really stressed.
You're not. I haven't even gotten to this yet.
He's talking about a story about the hotel room and a frog before you could just like you got a little.
No, you brought up that crazy schizophrenic thing that anytime somebody has a black eye, it's an Illuminati ritual.
Okay, that's the least important part of what I'm saying.
I know you said it, not me, buddy. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
And then don't do another question at the end to keep me on here. That's another dirty trick. We can do 2 hours tomorrow if you want. You say whatever you want.
Well, let's stay on topic because you went to a million things. Let's have specific topics.
We'll start with Epstein tomorrow. How's that sound?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I am in the Epstein files. Did you know that?
You were mentioned, but you weren't communicating with Epstein.
No, exactly. Well, I wasn't. I got to my point yet. I wasn't defending Elon there. I was being attacked for attacking Epstein.
Yeah.
And I'm in the WikiLeaks with the Clintons and the globalists attacking me.
I know.
And I'm in all the secret FBI and Crossfire Hurricane and Arctic Frost and Obama put him under national security surveillance as a top threat because I'm not a Fed and I don't work for Israel and I don't get money from Qatar or anybody else. I am 1776. I'm not even MAGA. I'm 1776 Americana. Now, obviously, Elon was kicked out of the White House. Elon is not on that big AI board that Trump is on. Elon did get his head of NASA later. He got really upset about Doge not making the real cuts and getting run out. And he said, yeah, you're on the list and you're going to cover it up, which Trump then did. There is Elon talking on there because Epstein was the head of the Trilateral Commission. I didn't even know that until that stuff came out. I knew he was powerful because David Rockefeller brought him in 1990 when he was 30. And he would stand in for David Rockefeller, the founder and creator of one of those powerful groups. So Epstein wasn't just a super gopher. He was the main Rothschild representative, their ambassador to the world. And so everybody was talking to him. Everybody was dealing with him. And so I don't give Steve Bannon a pass. I don't give Elon a pass. I don't give any of them a pass, except with those guys, it's about political power, money, talking to the head of the Trilateral Commission. With Trump, he's actively blocking 3+ million more files coming out. So that is terrible. Epstein was Mossad. All that's bad. And I think Elon should respond to all of that. But at least he got pissed up front and said that. But him talking about, going to globalist parties or being around these elites and making money. Nobody's ever said Elon Musk raped anybody. Nobody's ever said Elon Musk was underage girls. Nobody's ever said any of that stuff.
I'm just saying.
I didn't try to act like I'm not his apologist. I've just never seen anything there. But with Bill Gates, it's how do we get rid of the poor people? There's all this stuff about slaves being delivered to the hotel and eating people. Right. And we need to know those excise names. And I've been all over Trump about it. And I've broken with Trump over that. So
and it's strange. Let me respond. It's strange that somebody who was saying Elon said he wanted to go to the craziest parties on the Epstein Island. He wants to let loose and just go wild. Now he's all up in arms about Pakistani grooming gangs. I find that strange. That the guy who's saying Trump's covering up for the Epstein files
Elon
is now pushing the slot that you're eating up.
Exterminating whites. I mean, I think he legitimately is for the West. He's pro-human.
No, he's bringing in H-1B visas. He's saying that white men are dumb and that he wants more Indian H-1B visas.
I think that was Vivek Ramaswamy.
No. I have the tweet right here. Elon Musk says white men are dumb. That's why he doesn't hire them to work for X. Look at his SpaceX team. It's all Indian. He's not pro-left.
He said white men are dumb. That's
yes. You want to see?
Wow.
Can I share my screen? You want to see before you leave?
Yeah, let me see that. I don't agree with that.
Okay, I'll show you right here. I came with the receipts. Can you see it?
I'll be honest with you. I'm not like the aficionado on Elon Musk.
Look at my. If you go to my stream, I have it right here. I'll send it to you. Well, I'll read it to you.
He said we're dumb. Yeah.
Yeah. White men are being hired.
What's your opinion on Conor McGregor? Do you still think he's a rapist or needs to look into it more? There's like two weird aspects of that case. The one is that woman, when she was caught on camera, does seem to be willingly walking around with him. Doesn't seem to have any issues and hugged him when she left, but she was extremely injured from the sexual encounter that she had. Like, that was bizarre. Like, she had a tampon in when she was allegedly raped, and like her tampon like practically had to be surgically removed. So there's weird aspects to that case, like given that the severe injuries she sustained, I lean towards him actually being guilty of rape. He's also like an unhinged whack job. Like this guy punched like a fucking 80-year-old man at a bar because he didn't want to fucking try his whiskey. Like, yeah, somebody who's clearly like a cocaine and meth addict who like tries to beat up elderly retirees, I could believe that he would rape a woman. There is still a chance that it was consensual, but I mean, like just the facts of the case seem to lean in that direction. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure she also did go to the police right away, or yeah, I'm pretty sure she did go to the police right away. I don't think they were interested in pursuing it, but she pursued like civil litigation. So again, like with a lot of these false rape accusations, they're usually like, you know, oh, 5 years later they decide to come out, you know? So that's another aspect to it. She like it kind of seems like she had a boyfriend at the time. It's a really weird set of circumstances. Like, you know, if Pat was like a fan of some, you know, martial artist like, you know, Conor McGregor, and she was into UFC, I would not be comfortable with her going to a fucking hotel room and hanging out with, you know, some superstar athlete. So she might have had some kind of intention of cheating on her boyfriend or something, and again, maybe she lied about it to cover it up, but like again, the facts, like the overall set of circumstances that, you know, are there, I lean towards him being guilty.
Anymore, Elon Musk says, yeah, we're just dumb. Allegedly. We're just dumb.
It's a joke. He didn't say white men are dumb. He said, oh, we're dumb.
Oh, it's a joke when it's Elon Musk, but when I'm at a world...
Yeah, the prosecutor thought they wouldn't get a conviction based on the elevator video. Yeah, it's fair enough. I can understand the view of the prosecutor. Like, still though, the other physical evidence of like the severe injuries she sustained, I think that would kind of, that may sway a jury. Like it's kind of strange that they still wouldn't pursue, you know, litigation or prosecution or whatever.
Cup game, I'm declaring jihad on America. I'm trying to conquer. I'm the caliphate.
Well, I'll give you your emotional. Okay, fine. You shouldn't be deported. Listen, my point is Vivek Ramaswamy wrote a big thing about lazy Americans. And certainly, statistically, there's some of that going on for any multi-generational, you know, group that's had it too good, too long. That's a well-known thing. I mean, people that are middle class or wealthy, they get decadent. But in general, it's an overstatement. It was kind of nasty. But no, him responding and going, oh yeah, apparently we're just dumb. I don't take it as that. But I'm not an apologist for him. AlexJonesLive.com is the new website with all the feeds and everything else, and Real Jones on X. Sneako. I'm still banned on YouTube. I'm still banned on most places. I'm at rumble.com/Alex Jones Show Live. I've got the whole system after me. I had federal judges find and state judges.
I was banned everywhere too, Alex, but I was one of the few that was reinstated. I got banned. I remember you made a channel, but YouTube reinstated. You want to know why? Because I said the Trump election was rigged in 2020. I was against the COVID vaccine. You're trying to call me a BLM wokey. I said the vaccine was going to cause myocarditis, and YouTube gave me a strike, and then they apologized.
Okay, well, we can have a discussion.
Yeah, I mean, you don't seem to understand. I've been doing this.
The virus itself causes myocarditis. Like, it's just...
It's everywhere, Alex.
We're going to get violent and tear stuff up. Let's make sure it's political. I don't believe in offensive violence. Listen, I'll see you tomorrow. Sneaky.
Hey, come on. Alexis, say my name.
Alexis.
You call me Sneaky.
Lieben, Keith, $22. What's more important to you, Israeli rights or animal rights? It's like a really weird thing to say. What do you mean by Israeli rights? Like, what do you even mean by that question? Like, would I rather all animals have their rights violated or all Israelis have their rights violated? And in what way? Like, what do you mean by that? If the world went vegan but meant destroying Israel, would you be for it? Sure, I guess. Maybe, like, if you weight the balance of good versus bad. Thanks for the donation, dumbass.
You call me Sneaky. Let's say my name correct.
Sneako? Snicklets? Snooper? Snycotic? Is it Sneako?
Yeah, there you go.
Sneako the Pinko Islamo.
And leave the Muslims alone, man. I mean, Trump's putting a target on these Somali kindergartners for wearing hijab. Leave him alone, bro. I mean, did he not kill enough girls in Iran at the Manab school with the double tap tomahawk missiles? He needs to attack.
I was against the war. I mean,
he doesn't need to attack like these Somali.
I'm not Trump's apologist.
Like, there was just a terrorist attack. These white nationalists, these Mexican white nationalists.
I'm not Islam's apologist.
These Mexican white nationalist cat boys.
I'm not being mean. They have a brain.
Follow a foreign religion. Where's?
All right, that was stupid. That was fairly stupid, all right.
Or like lie to make peace.
Or
Evidence for this part? Yeah, so I can pull up and find a
определенный дефицит, но он не критический, я сейчас скажу.
Бля, драка за бензин, драка за бензин. О, бля, о, бля, о, бля, о, бля, я в ахере, что происходит?
И возникающие проблемы критического характера не носят.
Ну это просто пиздец. Даже заправки еще не видать, блядь, очередь.
Все у нас работает стабильно и с большим запасом прочности.
So, Vladimir Putin just gave a brand new interview to the Russian television in which he finally addressed the current situation happening in Russia. And it honestly might be the most embarrassing interview that he's ever given in his entire life. If you guys have been keeping up with the situation in Russia recently, if you watched my channel, you probably know that Russia is going through a bit of a fuel crisis right now. Ukraine is currently conducting a massive drone warfare operation against Russia. They're striking down these Russian oil refineries, which in turn are leading to a massive fuel shortage in Russia. There are tons of videos coming out from all over Russia right now of people being stuck in long traffic jams and long queues trying to get gas. Gas stations all over Russia are restricting the amount of fuel you can actually get. Many gas stations simply do not have any gasoline. It is especially bad in occupied Crimea right now, where there is no gas whatsoever. The gas is only available for communal services in like the police and the army. And overall, the situation that one of the richest countries in oil in the world is now facing shortages with gasoline is a bit ridiculous. And even though when Moscow was getting attacked by Ukrainian drones, Vladimir Putin just completely ignored the entire situation and did not comment on it whatsoever, he now finally had an interview about it and spoke about the situation to the Russian people. And really, guys, maybe he shouldn't have, because the entirety of the Russian-speaking internet is just making fun of how insane this interview is. And as a scholar of Vladimir Putin lore, I feel like even I have never seen him look this bad before. So hey there people, it is your boy Roman, your favorite neighborhood Russian, and in this video, we're gonna be taking a look at Vladimir Putin's terminal cope about the current situation in Russia with the fuel crisis. We're gonna react to the interview and talk about why Vladimir Putin is just so out of touch with the Russian people and reality. By the way, sponsors don't really like political content about Russia, so if you guys would like to support this channel, if you like what I do here, go over to the link down in the description, become a YouTube channel member, or support me on Buy Me a Coffee. It helps me make more and better videos for you. So this right here is the interview in question, which was actually given to the pro-Russian journalist Pavel Zarubin, who's like, this guy's almost kind of like Vladimir Putin's personal interviewer. He's the only guy who's been interviewing him for the last few years now. And before we even get to what the interview was about, I need you to pay attention and take a very close look at what's going on here.
Владимир Владимирович, только что вы провели совещание с главами крупнейших наших нефтяных компаний по поводу ситуации на рынке топлива. Вот по вашим оценкам, удары противника по нашим энергообъектам, заводам, насколько серьезный вред они приносят? И, конечно, очень важная тема, что со снабжением Крыма и Севастополя.
So yeah, you see what the interview is about. He's asking pressing questions about, you know, the fuel crisis right now in Russia. What's going on? How is Russia actually planning to get fuel to Crimea and fix the situation there with the siege, right? And before I even show you what Putin says, I want you to just pay attention to the way he speaks here. Or what he's looking at, rather.
Мы сейчас с коллегами обсуждали это. Первая задача — это быстро и существенно нарастить производство наиболее востребованных.
So yes,
Reading right off teleprompter.
if you guys are not getting it yet, Vladimir Putin is just essentially sitting there and reading off of a teleprompter, looking right into the camera, pretending as if he's answering the question to the journalist, okay? The journalist asks him the question, Putin pretends to look at him for a second, right, and to think of what he's saying here. You can see that he's pretending to think about what he's talking about, right? Like he's, you know, going off the top of the dome. But then when you actually get the shots of them sitting next to each other, Putin is looking directly into the camera and like squinting at the text and trying to see what's like, what is it that it says over there? Like, he's reading a script, okay? I know what some of you guys might say to this, you know, you guys might say, come on, it is normal for politicians, for people who are giving speeches to read off of a teleprompter, and yes, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a teleprompter, right? I, for example, don't use one, but if you're doing an address or something, it's perfectly okay. Like Vladimir Putin, for example, often does these addresses where he speaks right into the camera and he looks at the teleprompter, that's fine, you know, that's normal. Every politician does this probably, right? But in this case, we essentially have a situation where Vladimir Putin is pretending to answer the questions of a journalist and pretending as if he's actually going off the top of the dome. I mean, in my opinion, it's honestly truly unbelievable. Because you have to understand that Vladimir Putin never really gives real interviews, right? This is not a real interview either. Vladimir Putin here, just like in every other interview that he's ever done in the last 20 years, he's literally only answering pre-approved questions that he already knew before coming into the interview. This is what Vladimir Putin has always done for his entire career. He's never had a real political debate even once as president.
Okay, stay safe out there, sweetie. It's raining.
Never had a real
she ignores
interview in
him,
which he could be
no
asked uncomfortable
response,
questions
and leaves.
in the last 10 years because, you know, he cannot look bad and look dumb in front of the camera. And usually that is how these interviews and press conferences with Vladimir Putin in Russia go. Putin is just answering some pre-approved questions that he already has the answers for memorized, basically. And as a result, he ends up looking good in front of the camera for the propaganda, right? But in this one, guys, we're reaching a new level of insanity at this point because Vladimir Putin now cannot just even provide good answers to pre-approved questions, but he now has to read these answers off of a teleprompter. Because I guess at this point...
Что касается ударов по критически важной инфраструктуре вообще, по энергетической инфраструктуре в частности, то, конечно, эти удары создают по объектам нашей инфраструктуры, создают проблемы. Это очевидно. Мы сейчас наблюдаем определенные дефициты.
It's like, these are very subtle things you can't pick up on if you don't speak Russian, I think, but like, you can clearly tell he's super embarrassed to say this. He's like, he was struggling there for like 30 seconds to say the simple phrase, yes, the attacks do cause problems for our infrastructure, you know? He's just super embarrassed to admit that the issues actually exist. And it's extremely humiliating for him to say, but good on him at least, I guess, to, you know, finally recognize that the fuel crisis actually does exist. That's already huge, way more than I expected.
Мы сейчас наблюдаем определенный дефицит, но он не критический, я сейчас скажу. Здесь есть несколько задач, которые мы должны решить. Мы сейчас с коллегами обсуждали это. Первая задача — это быстро и существенно нарастить производство наиболее востребованных средств ПВО. Постоянно совершенствовать их в соответствии с потребностями в ведения боевых действий, прикрытии соответствующих объектов.
So yes, people, once again, he said that the crisis currently in Russia is not critical. And it's nothing crazy, actually. So once again, all the people currently standing in huge lines all over Russia trying to get their gasoline, everybody, you know, huge relief for everybody, because Vladimir Putin said that it's not critical. And it's actually, you know, not much.
Все эти средства защиты у нас на самом деле есть. Вопрос в скорости наращивания их производства и поставки в войска, либо для прикрытия объектов критически важной инфраструктуры.
It really is incredible, the stuff he says here about, you know, air defense, how Russia needs to increase the amount of air defense that we have. He's essentially saying that the way to fix the entire fuel crisis and the entire situation that's happening with the attacks on oil refineries is to simply produce more air defenses, which is like, first of all...
How long do you think your relationship with Pat will last until she starts getting bored of you and starts acting like the last one? Do you really see a lifelong relationship with Pat as possible? I thought you don't date grandmas either.
It's not really any of your business. Thanks for the donation, dude.
before you started the war, right? I mean, if you try to think rationally, right? What, he didn't know this was going to happen? Like, people already standing for hours in lines for the gasoline, and all refineries already burning all over Russia, and now you say that maybe it's time to start producing more air defenses and stuff? Maybe it is, you know? Clearly shows what a genius strategist Vladimir Putin is, but also at the same time, like, can
Well, Russia is gonna completely collapse soon, so that's good.
What would John do? I don't know if I can say that one, WWJD, maybe, or just ask John. Either way, I have been doing some Q&As on Instagram, and the thing about Instagram is you post them in your stories, they kind of go away, or you could throw them in your highlight. But our questions. So question number 1 was why some people combine Masteron E and Primobolan. So this is something that I do as well. Ideally, like say we already have testosterone in place at whatever dosage this may be, and we need to fill in the remainder of the milligram total to produce like the growth results that we do need. And
oof, not a good answer. If the answer were yes, that you could see a lifelong relationship with Pat as viable, then you would have said yes because there's nothing to hide or be ashamed of. But you don't want Pat to hear in case she's listening.
That's nice. Thanks for the donation.
For one, Primobolan in many instances could be a preferred choice for some people because it is lower in the androgenic side, and it's if you want to say it's a more refined version of Masteron, as Masteron tends to be a bit more androgenic, so you might have more problems with Masteron and everything else besides muscle building. This could be around hair, skin, lipid changes potentially. So ideally, Primobolan would be a good starting point. However, there's inter-individual differences. Some people get along better with Masteron. Now, why would you combine the two? Would be if one standalone, you couldn't tolerate as much. This is something for myself. I can only tolerate so much Primobolan per injection, and then I need to fill in the remainder with something else to reach my milligram total. Now, I choose to do that because I find Primobolan is more benign on my labs and health markers rather than solely using Masteron. Just using Masteron, and it's a bit rougher on my skin. That's kind of the first thing that I do notice. Lab markers aren't too drastic, but definitely just like it's weird. My fingers start getting more flaky and notice more dryness in my face as well. So definitely trying not to look too old of a man with that. So I think this is more of a case of just trying to manage.
Real talk, nigga. How old is too old for you? In a girl? Do you think you could be attracted to a literal grandma like 60 years old, when you're 60, or are you gonna go for younger girls like Durian Rider does?
I don't know, man. Thanks for the donation, dude.
To just manage shot volume, and you might have to weigh in cost as this too. Maybe you can only afford so much Primobolan, as that is more costly. Now, the issue with why you might not want to be doing this is that you could have more things to have to sort out when a problem does arise, whatever it may be, whether it's something with estrogen, something with your health markers, something being skewed all of a sudden, like more water retention jumps up, and you're like, what is it? What could be the fake drug here? Is it Primobolan? Is it the Masteron? And so with now 3 drugs in place, Test, Mast, Primo, there's a lot more to figure out versus just having 2 compounds like Test and Masteron, or Test and Primobolan. So these are why you see some reasons, at least rationale, why some people might be combining the drugs. But I would just say, if you're going to do it, test higher than the Mast and Primobolan. And there's another question around here on ratios of Test to Primo 1-to-1. So this kind of will, I guess, get lumped into one question. But starting this would be assuming that you understand that there's a base of testosterone that should be present to provide the beneficial aspect around estrogen, which has numerous protective aspects for nearly all organs. And that, if that's the base, what we're really looking at is testosterone ideally would be the thing to take the highest. Until you're reaching an issue where you're not able to tolerate that amount of testosterone, probably be it from the estrogen that it brings.
Remember when you called Redacted a literal grandma? And then someone said she's 30 and you were like, yeah, 30 is a fucking grandma. Do you stand by that? Pat is like 35, right? So is Pat a grandma? And don't say I don't know or that's great.
That's great. Thanks for the donation, 21st.
So most people, their stop point is going to be some issue with estrogen.
Oh my God.
Whether it's gynecomastia, it could be sleep, could be an issue, could be just issues with feeling anxiousness as well. Estrogen can make you feel more alert, excited. And so that could be problems around that, or it could just be even water retention or blood pressure management. So these could be some stop points of when you get a testosterone dose so high as a standalone that you need to do something about it. And maybe that's going to be an AI, or maybe it's going to be raising up the rest of the milligram amount with another drug. So ideally, testosterone comes up to that point of what you can tolerate. Then from there, you need to fill in the rest to reach what you need to grow. And the rest of that can be preambolin or it could be masteron. And so is testosterone going to be higher than preambolin and masteron? It depends. For some people, they can tolerate a lot.
Nigga, we didn't get a single fucking Isaac collab since he moved in. Get his lazy ass in a stream for fuck's sake. I'll pay y'all niggas $20, you can split it. Go text him on Discord and ask if he'd be in tomorrow's stream for 2 to 3 hours.
He doesn't want to, dude. Thanks for the donation, 21st.
Testosterone, and they don't have a lot of aromatase, and it reaches the saturation point for aromatase earlier, and then they take testosterone as high as they really wanted to and to grow. However, for other people, they can only tolerate just a little bit, and then they need to fill in the rest of the milligram amount to grow from there. So they might have only 200 milligram testosterone, and maybe that's, 600 milligram of primobolan, while you have this other person over here on 600 milligrams of test, and maybe 200 milligrams of primobolan. Now, it's only an 800 milligram cycle, but again, these are just examples here that could be present. Now, you might have the other choice of someone using an AI, and they could take that testosterone a bit higher and have that little bit of AI that is present. Just realize, though, that might be shooting more of the testosterone down the DHT pathway, which if you're more susceptible to DHT issues, this could be more problematic around skin issues, maybe hair issues, that the test AI combo might be problematic in that sense. So there's multiple ways to do this, but in general, it's really going to depend on what you tolerate testosterone-wise and what you need total milligram-wise to grow. And I know it says like, well, how do you figure this all out? Well, that's why I have J3U to help you figure this all out. But really, like once you do this for and DHT derivatives and they PP during a bulk, what do you think? What are your goals? What is the goal of this cycle? Who are you? I don't know anything else about you, but with this.
Yeah, the question is, did Mark just come up with this out of the blue? But when you read First Clement, he has absolutely nothing about a Galilean Jesus. There's none of the gospel stories. It's important to point out that I'm talking about what I think is more probable.
Right.
I'm not talking about what, I don't think it's impossible.
No, I just
be the other way around. There are lots of plausible historicity theories. There are a lot of implausible ones too, but that's the same with mythicism. There are tons of implausible mythicist theories. It's important to point out that I'm talking about what I think is more probable.
Right.
I'm not talking about what, I don't think it's
He
impossible.
probably doesn't want to because you're one of the laziest bumfuck unproductive losers imaginable. What do you do in your life? You're not productive and barely make any money. Isaac prefers to code and surround himself with smart and productive people.
Okay, thanks for the donation. Prismo like getting his bum spanked, but Gummy doesn't.
Women can't drive or fly hot air balloons apparently. Look at this dumb bitch, holy shit.
Let me see. That's hilarious. Just ruined that person's car. I'm sorry. And then just floats off in the balloon. That's good. Thanks for that donation, Unicorn Jizz. Kid Boo, and $2 watch this anime, nigga.
Bankai, Zanka no touch.
あの焼け焦げた小さな刀が挽回だと。
甘く見るな。
This looks like dumb retarded shit.
脳のすべてをあの一刀に封じ込めた挽回。一度振るったが最後。切るものすべてを爆炎で焼き尽くす豪華の剣だ。そうか。お主は1000年前に一度この挽回を見とるんじゃったな。果たして同じかの。本当に1000年前と同じかどうか。その身に今一度。
Alright, I'm not watching that.
You want more? I'll give you more, darling.
These cats are weird.
Oh my god. No way.
Wow.
Oh, look at that vulture. Oh, he's going where?
My goodness.
Hi.
How in the world did you catch that?
I don't know what it is. Then I got hold of it and I pulled it to me.
Yeah, it's not a chicken, dude. Quit petting it.
For falconry, so he is my falconry partner.
All kinds of stuff. What is that? What is that? Oh, that's for me.
Oh, what are you doing?
Oh. Oh.
Being harvested.
Oh. That's nice.
Oh my god.
Vultures are nice. That's good.
Hi, I'm Julie Andron. You know, children of all ages love to pretend and to use their imaginations. Makeup and costumes give us that chance to step out of everyday reality. But make sure you ask Mom or Dad how to use the VCR if you don't already know how. We're here at the studio, and I'm going to transform Grant into a vampire right before your eyes. Are you ready, Grant?
Yep.
Well, what do you think? Here's our vampire. I think you look great. Did you get him in there okay? This is Jennifer, and Jennifer's going to be our clown. We also added a touch of white here with the gloves, and we have ourselves a clown. This is Joey, and Joey wants to be a turtle. I thought, why not? You ready, Joe?
Yep.
Okay, let's go. And there's our turtle.
What's yeah, that's weird.
Jennifer's back, and this time she wants to be a glamour puss. And voila, here's our glamour puss. She's wearing a black leotard.
The three top AI companies, Anthropic, OpenAI, and Meta, are all run by Jewish men. Sam Altman, Dario Amodei, and Zuckerberg are all Jewish. Why do you think Jews control all the top AI companies despite being less than 1% of the population? Just wondering.
'Cause they're better at math. Thanks for the donation, Gerald.
A little white jacket we found at a thrift shop. And look what we did with her hair. We made cat ears out of her hair. Or you can go all out and do this. Or you might prefer these ears like we purchased at a costume shop.
These videos are so awkward. I love them.
Hi, I'm Diane Thomas. Perhaps you've seen me on NBC's Today Show or ABC's Home Show. Actually, I'm really known as the Dry Ice Queen. As we put hot water in there, the little spaceship starts to take off. We can close the door, and the spaceship is on its way. I'll tell you, if you got a party, you're gonna have a great time when you put a little bit of dry ice and have a real takeoff. With deco art, your paints, and some fun things that you have, you can have a spaceship take off anytime. You know, most of the kids that come to your party will have never milked a cow. You can provide them that experience. That's right. We brought Elsie the cow here. She is all ready to be milked. And did you see this? That's right. It's a rubber glove that really can be milked. Now, the udders go on. This is a rubber glove. You can buy these at a drugstore, maybe even a craft store. You fill that with milk. I poked a hole right here and put the udders through. Open this up, and you can milk it just like a... In fact, if you come a little bit closer, I think I can get you a squirt. That's right. I used to do that when I was a little kid, but kids can sit here. I mean, this is just like what I was when I was a little kid. You didn't ever quite make the bucket. So you can see, you may want to go till they milk a half a cup, or they can have a race of doing this. I mean, pretty soon you get real good. It does milk just like a cow. So if you want to have a fun Western party, you're all set. Get the cactus out, get the cows out, and the kids can have a...
I remember when I was a kid, we went on a field trip to like a farm, and then the farmer like let kids milk the cow, and then I just thought it was fucking weird. I was seeing somebody do it, like tugging on the udders, and I'm like, that's just fucking weird and creepy, and I just didn't do it.
Real fun time milking that cow. So I put on this one, get. Can you see that? You put get here, and then up here we put well. And on the very last one, if somebody's sick, you just buy 3 oranges on the way. You take out your dimensional paints. And I'm going to write soon on the top of here. Get well soon. And you can give this, take it to them. They can have it to decorate the room. And then they can also have the oranges when you get through. So get well soon. That means a whole lot more. And you can go ahead and sign it. I have a friend named John, and he is a whale of a friend. You are a... well, of a friend. We've got the ocean here all ready to go. Have we got a party? Can you imagine having this right in the middle and the fog moving out across? You have a plate each place. I mean, people have to blow their fog away to see what they have on their plates.
I'm about to
hang
out in the
cat.
bed. I don't know if that'd be weird. on the live stream. There's my Gabby right there, look. Gabby.
Well, that's a good cat. Oh my god.
She doesn't like me streaming for some reason. She used to. And then... Sorry, I'm not wearing appropriate clothes for a stream.
Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. So fuzzy. That's a really nice kitty. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Oh. Oh. That is another cat. That's good. Cats are good. That is good cat. Wow. Oh. Oh my goodness. Now that's a nice cat. That's good. Yeah, that's really good. My god. That's really good. When you were a kid, they showed you the weird cow whole stomach thing? That's fucked up. Really retarded. Amber alert for 6-year-old boy ongoing. It's an ugly ass kid. That's a really ugly, gross kid. Oh. Dog wants to play. That's a nice bourgeois. Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at that long snoot. Oh. Dogs are so silly. Oh my god. Oh, cheetahs are nice. Such a good cheetah. Wow, so big. Such a big kitty. What you have on your cut? I'm just having a banana with blueberries, 2 protein shakes. My morning meal is a protein shake with 2 apples. Then after I work out, I have a protein shake, and then I have tofu and broccoli for dinner. That's it. I think I'm gonna have to eat a little bit more, at least like tonight or tomorrow, because I am so fucking tired. I am pretty drained. I'm gonna have to have like a high day soon, just so that I'm not so zonked. I am fairly zonked. Ooga booga and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? When are you going to finish Battletoads for good? I think I can do it by the end of the month. I think I can. It's either that or, you know, by next month. It's going to be soon. Oh, fuck, I'm so tired. I didn't train today because of my shoulder. It's still kind of messed up. And I figured it'd just be a better idea to have an extra day of rest. I'm not entirely sure if I'll be able to bench even tomorrow. If that's the case, maybe I'll just do a leg workout. Just skip the press day again. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But, I'm gonna go to bed now. I might make some extra food just so, I'm not super dead tired tomorrow. Maybe just some extra tofu and rice. But big thanks to everybody who donated on Streamlabs. Really appreciate it. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Maybe I'll do a chest training stream if my shoulder feels better, but we'll see.